Hello. Good morning. Can't hear you guys.
Hello.
Can you?
We're off with a great start.
Oh, my microphone's not even showing up on. Here we go.
Oh my god.
And welcome to episode 237, Technical Difficulties of Shadilay. I'm your silent host, Bleach Demon. And I'm apparently, possibly, who knows, I might be joined by Fat Dave.
Hello again. You hear us now? Okay, we're good now. That's what chat says.
Oh, good. Yes. And I'm also joined by the exceedingly loud and very fishy man, Trim.
Obnoxious, thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here. I am Trim. I am the trans-American in this all-American podcast. Guys, I'm begging you, please just give us bans for like a month. I'll do anything.
Anything? Anything for a can of tuna?
You want oil? We got oil.
Fair enough.
You'll just come in and invest a bunch of your money in Israel.
It's almost worth it at this point. As long as I can have a fucking gun, I'm okay with that. Just give us some freedom. I just want some freedom. Just give us some freedom from the stupid shit that's in my country. I am desperate.
Speaking of desperate, we have a subscribe star. And if you would like to contribute, we do have our Emir for $5, Vizier for $15, and Grand Vizier, where you get to give us video comments and written comments, as well as gaming hangouts and other rewards, yet to be determined, TM, for $30. Please join us. You might regret it, you might not. It's up to you. I mean, that's the nice thing. It's a fan-driven show in a lot of ways. Kind of like
Become a Grand Vizier of the Sultans of Shadilay and join part in the greatest, actually one of the greatest collections of spurgs on the internet. Guaranteed.
Under copyright review. Not really.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I think we're doing the hangout tomorrow, or is it next Sunday? It's tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow around Sultans o'clock, either on the hour or an hour later. I don't remember.
Yep. Yes. We'll keep the subscribers informed. I think it's partly because Bezic is actually able to stop wrestling the alligators and shows back up on time. Maybe.
Didn't you mean kangaroos and crocodiles? Alligators is more of a Florida thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you've got Florida
crocodile,
you can't quite tell the difference with the meth mouth. Just saying.
You have a point there. Instead of meth, though, it's instead Rama Rama. So again, they're not that different when you think about it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have this mental image of a Florida man carrying a plastic bag full of meth. You're welcome for that.
You know that is happening somewhere in Florida right now,
yes,
right?
Yes, exactly.
It is guaranteed. Yes. I'm gonna put this shit in the gator and see what happens.
Oh, Trim, please don't.
You know, if I ever became like Elon Musk rich, I wouldn't do any of the thing other rich people do. I would just do the dumbest fucking shit ever just to see what would happen. Can we replicate Cocaine Bear?
Yes, we can. It'll be stronger, derpier, longer lasting. Actually have a plot instead of whatever the hell that was.
I would do an endangered species grudge match. That's what I would do. I would get like a fucking gorilla and alligator and put them in a thing, make them fight, see who wins.
Yeah.
You know, take shit like a tiger and put them up against a fucking a hippopotamus or something. You know,
or a
well,
that would be cool,
dude.
Yeah.
Also, I would spend God knows how much amounts of money on genetic research in order to make like the perfect Bigfoot, just this massive fucking monkey man.
So it would be
And then I would have him fight people.
a mix of Shaquille O'Neal, Alex Jones, and probably Andrew Tate.
Yes.
So big, loud, and kind of stupid. And a little rapey, too, probably.
Probably, but I would release it in New York.
Well, there's nobody to worry about there. People don't live in New York.
Exactly. It would be entertainment for the whole family.
So, and no, Maury, the shouty Australian is not dead. He's just taking a nap.
He'll be back home tomorrow morning, which is really fucking early for us.
Yeah. You mean he's probably back there today?
For you,
tomorrow.
it's like midday.
Yeah.
Kinda,
It's
yeah.
like midday for us.
Fair. I don't know time zones. Fucking hell, I'm stuck in Norway. The sky is blue for me right now, and the sun is somewhat setting. But hey.
Trim, that's not actually the color blue.
What?
It's not blue.
What is it then?
It's yellow.
Green?
No, it's yellow.
It's yellow.
It's yellow. Yeah.
The clouds are yellow. Wait, have my entire life been a lie?
You will find out soon enough.
I live in Norway. It makes sense. I live in Scandinavia.
Anyhow.
It makes sense.
But anyway, so we will ask the audience to bear with us. It's going to be a little clunky here today. So today we have in chat, we've got Callum, Maureen, Monkey, Zenothium, Marco's in there, Tristan's floating around in here, LGM, some weirdo called TF Allspark, yeah, whatever,
No,
Mr.
It's not TF. It's the TF Allspark.
Not in my world.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, Neon Suspenders is in here. So yes. So now that our shilling is kind of limping along and off into the distance like a meth-fueled Rama party, we shall stick it.
Sorry. I just need to point this out. Meth fuel Rama. You take fucking gasoline, pour meth in that shit, and make them huff those fumes.
Oh, Lord. This is going to be an interesting episode today, isn't it?
Investigate hand to wrangle me, bitch.
Don't make it necessary.
Oh, yes. And Sensible Centers here. Welcome. All right.
Hello
so,
there.
I guess, Dave, do you want to start off?
Are we gonna shill the
Oh, yeah, other shilling.
the other shilling?
Yes.
We've got channels and shit, and we're doing stuff.
Yeah.
All right. You go first, Bleach.
Well, we may we may, depending on the weather, we may get to Autist Circle on Total Blackout Painting, usually known as Fat Dave. And myself, we do our stream of artism, and also yes.
And this week we're going to be talking about Raphael, the Renaissance master who died really young. And there's an interesting thing because he has two birthdays, depending on which calendar you use, the Julian or the Gregorian calendar.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's he is responsible for a lot of iconic artworks that we still look at today, especially the little cherubs that show up everywhere, little cherubs sitting on the bottom of the frame. That was a Raphael original, and it has become such a commercialized fucking image. You find it on Live, Laugh, Love posters and plaques in every goddamn Walmart and Target and Michael's and Hobby Lobby and anywhere else that old ladies buy kitschy garbage. Um,
Hmm.
He was an amazing artist, did some amazing things, and yeah, we'll be talking about that Tuesday.
Yes. Weather permitting, because we are supposed to get walloped, so
Yeah.
I might be without power for a couple days, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Raphael is also the coolest Ninja Turtle, by the way.
No, Donatello was the coolest one. Raphael was just edgy for no reason. He was the angry teenage one.
Yeah. And we also have Trim's Art Shack with shorts featuring
Hello.
your favorite hosts here. Occasional editing by your absentee host.
Yep. What he can do with editing magic is amazing. And let's see, the last one we did. Fuck, I don't. Now, oh, my brain blanked out. What the fuck was the last
Was
one
it the
I did?
Leprechaun?
Yes, the Leprechaun, which will be out next week.
Excellent.
And this week, we did the fucking Ghost Lights. Was it Ghost Lights?
Yes, the Ghost Lights.
No, that was previous. Yeah. But I did one before that too. Give me a second. God damn it! I should have prepared this a bit more, but no.
It's your channel. Fuck.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't make it better. Oh, Dilbert. This week was the Dilbert one.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this week.
Yeah. In honor of Scott Adams, me and Dave did a video about Dilbert. I drew the five favorite characters of the Dilbert show, while we talked about Scott Adams and how incredibly based and also incredibly intelligent that man was. He had his finger on the pulse perfectly. And yeah, the next week, however, is going to be about the Leprechaun, where a happy little midget goes around ripping people's limbs off for gold and other things, and smokes a lot of weed too.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean
weirdly enough.
Goy Nip. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Bleach introduced me to this new term for weed yesterday called goynip, and it just fucking got me immediately. I don't know why. It just hits me right in the fucking funny bone. But yeah.
That's a good one. I've never heard that before.
It's fucking hilarious. I love it.
Is it
It's like,
wrong? Is the question?
No.
No,
I don't think
not
so.
even a little. You're good.
Glorious. But yeah, it's that is what we're doing on the art check. I haven't been streaming. Honestly, I'm not really much of a. I don't do many streams anymore, but I really should try to get back into it.
Yes, you should.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. You need to expand your circle.
Oh, it's not expanding.
Yes.
It's not expanding circle. It's more like getting back to a groove I lost a long time ago.
Yes,
Fuck,
but-
I haven't done a
Yeah.
stream in like 2
I
or 3
mean,
months.
Get more people to. You got to record with more people than just Bleach and I.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying, but it's a bit difficult. I have tagged up, but getting out of the usual comfort zone isn't always that easy. But I need to.
Yes, you do. Remember, audience, fully trim.
You can go fuck yourself. That's what you can do.
It's always the right thing to do.
Yeah. And we're past the proper time too, so we can start swearing now.
Yeah. All right. So,
All right.
If we have no other shilling, shall we get stuck in?
I might, depending on how Rosa's doing in the Mercury Manor, we might be doing Divinity Original Sin 2. We've been planning it for a while, but due to circumstances in the home, they've had to postpone it a few times. So hopefully we will do Divinity Original Sin next Tuesday around Sultans o'clock.
Excellent. Do you have a link we can shill that, or?
Yeah, give me a second. Or if you just search on YouTube, Mercury Manor. You got it right there, so you just search it.
Yes, I know.
We're not.
Anyway, so we're going to move on because Trim's being obtuse.
I'm not being obtuse. I'm just giving you a fucking honest answer.
Yeah, I'm being obtuse too.
Yeah, no, you're fucking. I'll give it. I'll get it. I'll get it
All
for
right.
you. Give me a second.
So, but with that
Yeah, it's a
said,
fucking.
go on.
Let's say it's a fucking cold one today. It's supposed to be a cold
Oh,
one
yeah.
throughout most of the United States.
Yeah, we're supposed to be at about, I think the high is
There you go.
17 Fahrenheit today.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
What is that in retarded French units?
you know, I'd have to check.
Also, I sent you the link to Mercury
I
Manor.
know. I know, Trim. I know.
Okay.
There you go.
Ta-da!
So yes, somewhere out there, Trim will be slipping in and sliding and dying horrible deaths. Just say.
It's a few times, but we are save scumming like bastards, so we're getting through this. Very funny. Oh, seriously, I'm having so much fucking fun with the Venture is Sin because both of us like save scumming. So, like, we will do so many attempts to just get the perfect run. It is hilarious.
Yeah, you know, if I wouldn't dox myself, I'd give you a snow launch, but it's not supposed to start for another couple hours. So there you go.
Hey,
All
at
right.
least you're getting your wish, getting the snow, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be supposedly turning to ice now, so I'm not happy.
Oh,
That could be
okay,
like
that
that could be
sucks.
an inch of ice where I am, which means
Yeah.
if the power goes out in the midst of the podcast, nothing I can do.
Yeah. Well, I hope
But
it doesn't go completely to hell because it snow is turning to ice outside of here because we have plus degrees in the sun, and as soon as the sun goes down, we go down to the same degrees in minus. So January is such a fucking fun month.
Yeah. All right. So apparently Maureen is spiky underneath shoe things and is prepared for the apocalypse. Thank you. I mean, people usually call those treads, but
yeah, it's supposed to be like a historic storm in America this week, and um, everybody is freaking the fuck out all over the place. In fact, we could probably turn this into a segment all on its own.
actually, we might do that for
People,
a little bit.
the people are panic buying. Yeah, go ahead and pull up a link or two if you want.
Yeah.
People are
So
panic
so
buying
basically,
shit.
you guys. You're gonna talk about how Americans are panicking about it's a snowstorm, while I'm just gonna laugh for like, haha, Norwegian.
Actually, it's
Oh no, it's getting colder and more snowy here than probably Norway has been.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed
Tell
to
me what
get.
the tell me the degrees so I can translate it myself.
It's supposed to get close to -40 in some places,
Yeah.
which I think is pretty close to the same. In
Yeah, that
it's
is actually the same.
Yeah.
Wow, okay,
yeah
that is pretty fucking bad, dude. That is pretty fucking bad. And you're gonna have a storm with that?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
The
gonna have a
fortunate part is when it gets that fucking cold, it's hard for it to snow.
yeah.
Um, because the cold
Yeah, but
kind of sublimates it, but it turns everything into ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the problem. You got 40 degrees. If it hits like Fahrenheit and degrees are the same. If you guys hit 40 minus and you have wind basically adds another like minus 10, 15 degrees. You're gonna in the
Oh
worst
yeah, no,
places,
it's
you're gonna have a minus 55 degrees, dude.
Oh, easy.
This is actually genuinely bad.
no, yeah,
This is bad.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
We
retract
know
my statement.
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Godspeed, guys.
Or I was trying to say.
It's something where yes, it happens here, but when it happens, it just goes all out. And where I am,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like panic buying since Wednesday.
Yeah.
Just crazy amounts. Where I am, it's like I've got enough to get me through about a week, and that's just because I figured, man, not gonna be going out much. Even if the
Yeah.
road gets plowed, I don't plan on going out because the jingle trucks are gonna be up and down the highway around here and just killing themselves just because they're too dumb to get out of their own way.
So
And
the map you're looking at right now, how the pink one is where the storm is passing, right?
That is the zone that it's going to be going through.
yeah. And those
Holy
areas
crap.
don't get like that, especially the southern areas, don't get a lot of snow. And they don't always get a lot of ice. And so,
Well,
um,
I will
like I was
correct you
working
there.
with
Texas,
Nashville.
So
Texas
Go
in for
ahead.
a surprise.
with the Appalachian region, and the southern Appalachians from like North Georgia up through West Virginia, getting about 8 inches of snow in a single fall is not unheard of, or a quarter to half inch of ice. But we usually don't have them compacting together. That is rare.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, regions like Oklahoma and Tennessee don't get a whole ton of snow anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just not built for it. Like the infrastructure is not built to handle snow. Um, Fortunately, I mean, I was working with people all week long getting their snowplow fleets ready for this shit. Um, Worked with Tennessee or Nashville, was working with guys at Nashville because they were freaking out um, about the impending event. They're worried about it. So it's Jesus Christ, CSG, man.
Oh no.
Can't get a break from that Australian power grid. Sorry, bro. That's fucking
Sorry to hear, dude.
obnoxious.
Man.
But yeah,
They're in
so
their own storm, aren't they? That's
Yeah.
yeah,
my best
it's a
guess out.
government fucking imposed storm is what it is down there though. It's a green
Yeah.
energy storm,
Oh yeah.
the scam storm.
Never trust greens. Never trust
Yeah.
the fucking watermelons.
So anyhow, yeah, people are freaking out. They're buying. I saw a video of a dude buying like 30 gallons of milk for some fucking reason. Of course, he was a non, so
Of course.
of course he would be. He's probably buying them for some fucking Diwali festival ripoff thing, and they were just gonna get together and roll in cow shit and dump milk on themselves or something like that. Who
Rinka
knows?
dinka
But
dinka 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 dink.
yeah. So
Yeah.
anyhow,
it's,
that
it's
and
gonna be
this it's a
special.
historic storm. It's
Yeah.
expected to set like actual record lows. Like I said, minus 40 and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Of course, in North Dakota and South Dakota and like northern Minnesota, those kind of temperatures aren't incredibly unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
in those
It's
southern states,
worth pointing out. This is the official, and it's almost nationwide. Short range forecast: heavy snow of central plains and northern mid Atlantic and northeast. Catastrophic ice accumulation from southern plains to mid Atlantic and southeast. Bitterly cold temperatures and dangerously cold wind chills from the southern plains to the northeast. So, yeah.
Damn.
so
Yeah,
some of those places they don't tend to spend a lot on keeping their houses warm, because keeping your
No.
house cool is far more of an issue, and like it doesn't always get cold, like super cold, so people don't have like
Yeah.
really robust heating systems in some of those places. And
No,
if the power goes out,
genuine
you're
issue.
going to have a lot of dead old people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I understand why a lot of people are panic buying, because especially in Texas and the warmer areas of America, again, as you said, it's all made to not keep the heat in. Like in Norway, though, all our houses are isolated. All of them are. They have to be. It's state regulated, which is very rare that somebody dies in the cold unless they're neglected. This though, I understand why a lot of people are worried. Even me now, I'm like, this can be really bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think it's really worth pointing out. That like the southern tier of the U.S. Yes, they get snow and ice, but not at this volume and scale. And it's really kind of fascinating. We've got an Alberta Clipper coming out of the south, out of the north, and this big moist air mass coming out of the Gulf. And yeah, usually you don't get them combining like that. The last two times I remember was 93 and 96, and apparently there was also one like 72 where it was basically blizzard conditions on the eastern seaboard. Just because it decided to go, yeah, we're going to mix all this shit together. So that's the closest comparison. And we'll see what actually happens. But yeah, it's a little spooky, but mostly because I don't have my snowshoes right now and I'm a little pissed.
Well, and also it's kind of
Yeah.
similar to those commie fuckwits taking out the power station in Germany, right? Because if the power goes out, it's going to cause it's going to cause deaths.
Yeah.
Like I would be curious actually to see what they expect, what their estimated death count is expected to be from this. Because the government has estimates about that shit. They probably aren't telling anybody about it. They don't want to tell anybody about it because that's fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So, and just jumping back to one thing, a lot of these regions that don't have a robust heating system usually only have what's referred to as baseboard heat, just really poor, electric heaters, and that's all they have. And if the electricity goes out, a lot of these people do not have backup sources of heat. So if they're lucky, they've got a kerosene heater. If they're also lucky, maybe they're gonna, have a wood stove somewhere. But most likely, these people are gonna be potentially going to shelters if they can get out, or going to neighbors. I actually had a buddy of mine. He's got baseboard heat, and we figured out how to rig up a generator to run that just in case. So I was taking him a couple gallons of gas yesterday and the day before. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, they also I expect we'll have a few deaths because of people starting fires in their apartment.
Yeah.
Or their houses.
Or their trailers.
Especially right.
They overcompensate by overheating?
No. When they have no heat, they're gonna try to do it in any way possible.
Yeah.
So they'll start a fire in a burn barrel or something in their living room and then kill everybody from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that is so bad.
Well,
yes. Hobo oil barrel it. Yeah.
Right. And that ties into what I was going to talk about because, a lot of those people are probably going to be migrants from third world nations that don't know how to deal with fucking snow and whose civilizations barely discovered fire. So well, maybe doing us all a favor.
That sounds like one hell of a segue, Dave.
Yeah, we can jump over to mine now.
Sounds good. All right. Take us away.
Okay, so yeah, segueing into that, there was recently a visa processing suspension in the United States. Trump's State Department issued a ban on a whole shit ton of countries, 75 countries, for mostly the main reason is nationalities, immigration visa processing updates for nationalities at high risk for public benefits usage. Now, this seems so fucking sensible because why the fuck would you want to import people who are just going to become a burden on the system? And that's exactly what all Western nations have done for the last, I don't know, 20 years, since 9/11. If you really want to get into it, it started closer to Hart Celler, but the that seems to have fallen off, and so they've brought people on that are just benefit mooches. That's all we've got. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this statement here. So on January 14th, President Trump made clear that immigrants must be financially self-sufficient and not a financial burden to Americans. The Department of State is undergoing a full review of all policies, regulation, and guidance to ensure that immigrants from these high-risk countries do not utilize welfare in the United States or become a public charge. And that was on the 14th. And then on the 21st, they updated it because they were going to, at first they were going to give these visas enhanced screening, but now they've just suspended. They're pausing all issuances of immigration visa applications. Now, this isn't student visas and it's not tourist visas. It's just immigration visas. So the companies or the countries, I'm not gonna read them all, but I'll read the big ones. Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Armenia, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belarus, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Brazil, Burma, Cambodia, Cameroon, Colombia, Ivory Coast, because I refuse to use their gay French name, Cuba, which I didn't think we were letting people immigrate from Cuba anyways, Congo, Egypt, which surprised me, Eritrea and Ethiopia, which should come as no surprise to anybody, Haiti, Iran, Iraq, Jamaica, which I guess is not really a surprise because they just come here and be mooches too, Lebanon, Liberia, shows how far they've fallen, Mongolia, which surprised me, and then of course Somalia, South Sudan, Syria, Sierra Leone, Senegal, Tanzania, no shock there. Thailand, little shocking there. Uganda, Uruguay, Uzbekistan, and funnily enough, Yemen to round out the list. So what that means is people can still apply for visas. They just won't go anywhere. And then prior to that, though, they had actually issued visa bonds. So for a lot of these countries, before they could actually apply for a visa, they had to put down a bond to travel to the US. So they had to make sure that they had basically enough money on bond to bring them here so they wouldn't be a fucking burden. And there were some restrictions on that too, because people could only come in through required ports of entry. They couldn't just waltz across the fucking southern border and pretend that they were obligated to some kind of help. Any citizen or national traveling on a passport issued by one of the countries who is found otherwise eligible for a B2, B1 visa must post a bond of either $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000. And the amount is determined at the time of the visa interview. The applicant must submit a Department of Homeland Security form, blah, blah, blah. They must agree to the terms of the bond through the Department of the Treasury's online payment platform, pay.gov. And this requirement applies regardless of the place of application. So you can't go to Mexico and apply for a visa from Mexico if you have a fucking passport from Zimbabwe. Anyhow, so I just wanted to go through this article here from Fox News talking about it. So, damn, sorry. The State Department is pausing immigration visa processing for 75 countries in an effort to crack down on applicants deemed likely to become a public charge. State Department memo, seen first by Fox News Digital, creates direct consular officers to refuse visas under existing law while the department reassesses screening and vetting procedures. Countries include Somalia, Russia, Afghanistan, Brazil, Iran, Iraq, Egypt, Nigeria, Thailand, Yemen, and more. And the pause happened on the 21st, and it will continue indefinitely until the department conducts a reassessment of visa immigration processing. Of course, it goes on to talk about how Somalia has really, they were really the catalyst for this, even though this has been such a widespread issue across, again, Europe and the United States. It's not just the United States problem, just that our president is the first one to actually take some fucking steps to fix it. So in November 2025, a State Department cable sent to posts around the globe instructed consular officers to enforce sweeping new screening rules under public charge provision of immigration law. Guidance instructs consular officers to deny visas to applicants deemed likely to rely on public benefits, weighing a wide range of factors including health, age, English proficiency, finances, and even potential need for long-term medical care. Older or overweight applicants could be denied, along with those who had any past use of government cash assistance or institutionalization. The State Department will use its long-standing authority to deem ineligible potential immigrants who would become a public charge of the United States and exploit the generosity of the American people, State Department spokesman Terry Pidgeot said in a statement. That's kind of redundant. Immigration from these 75 countries will be paused while the State Department reassesses immigration processing procedures to prevent the entry of foreign nationals who would take welfare and public benefits. So I'm going to go on with that. So this is not a new thing, right? Like, this is a really old law on the books. And this is from the uscode.house.gov website. And it explains inadmissible aliens. So classes of aliens ineligible for visas or admission. Health-related grounds. In general, any alien who is determined to have a communicable disease of public health significance. So we don't need people with tuberculosis here, which we have. They brought tuberculosis back into our country, along with a host of other old world fucking diseases that we didn't have beforehand. And that was wholly because of the lack of any sort of enforcement from the Biden administration and the direct subversion of our immigration process by NGOs across the fucking world. So, let me fix that up a little bit on the screen.
And again, just real quick, apologies to everyone. The settings that Bezic sent me versus my computer settings are two vastly different things.
So there's an exception for immunization requirements for adopted children 10 years or younger. And that's for kids who can get, who need a vaccination. Criminal and related grounds, conviction of certain crimes. In general, as provided in Clause 2, any alien convicted of or who admits having committed or who admits committing acts which constitute the essential elements of a crime involving moral turpitude. God damn it. Other than a purely political offense, or any attempt or conspiracy to commit such a crime, or a violation of, or a conspiracy or attempt to violate any law or regulation of a state, the United States, or a foreign country related to a controlled substance, so no drug dealers. The exception, the crime was committed when the alien was under 18 years of age, and the crime was committed, let's see, an alien released from any confinement to a prison, correctional institution imposed for the crime more than 5 years before the date of the application, other than documentation in the date of the application, or admission to the United States, or the maximum penalty possible for the crime of which the alien was convicted did not exceed for 1 year, and if the alien was convicted of such a crime, the alien was not sentenced to a term of imprisonment in excess of 6 months. So anybody who's been in jail more than 6 months should be completely ineligible to come into our country. And that should be the norm across all Western nations. Of course, talks about controlled substance traffickers, prostitution, and commercialized vice. Was a good one. Any alien who's coming to the United States solely, principally, or incidentally to engage in prostitution, or has engaged in prostitution within 10 years of the date of the application or visa, admission, or adjustment of status. So no hookers. And we don't want sex trafficking. Don't want child trafficking. Don't want sex trafficking.
But where will the Bidens get their fun?
Right? I know.
Oh, they could get plenty of fun in prison. What?
Certain aliens involved in a serious criminal activity who have asserted immunity from prosecution. And that means any alien who has committed in the United States at any time a serious criminal offense for whom immunity from criminal jurisdiction was exercised with respect to the offense, who, as a consequence of the offense and exercise of immunity, was departed from the United States, and who has not subsequently submitted fully to the jurisdiction of the court in the United States, having jurisdiction with respect to that offense. So that means if we kick fucking people out because in lieu of imprisoning them. So if you've got if you get picked up for a crime and we kick you out of the country instead of throwing you in prison, that means you're not allowed to come back. And in my opinion, that should extend to the breaking of our immigration law by illegally entering the country. Like anybody who illegally entered the country, if they don't get the fuck out on their own, they should not be allowed to ever come back to our country, ever.
That is a reasonable one, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think so, but they struggle with that. So, and this goes on to say there's a whole lot in here. Significant traffickers in persons, so human traffickers, people who are security related, security risks, terrorists and terrorist activities, which in my opinion should mean all Islam, but they're not going to go that far. They define terrorist activity, they define engaged in terrorist activity, they define terrorist organization. So this is a really long and pretty detailed law. Now, part of this is the public charge grounds for inadmissibility. That's what the whole heart of this is. Like I looked at we talked about the other immigration law and what should be done, which has not been done. But this is the part that is really hitting home for a lot of people and has really become the problem in the West. It's not necessarily that they've brought in a bunch of criminals, although that is an issue. The real issue is they brought in a bunch of fucking leeches and welfare mooches that do nothing to improve our country and only take away from the people working here. And we've seen this time and time again with number of Somali dipshits getting on TikTok talking about, well, you work so I don't have to. Like, that's exactly the fucking problem.
Yep.
And that was policy for a very long time. Public charge was a ground for inadmissibility since this law was first enacted, like back in the 1900s. They didn't let people in if you were going to be a burden. You had to come in and work. And that was the whole purpose of like our immigration screening process, is that we wanted people who are not going to come here and become a burden to the fucking American people. We used to want that until
just to interject here. And we also had the Chinese Exclusion Acts because of the cultural differences to keep a more homogenized Western European style culture. And all of that has been slowly thrown out, and you're definitely hitting all the highlights, but I just wanted to throw out it wasn't just a health thing, it was also cultural things. That's why we have Columbus Day, which was to integrate the Italian Americans more to become Americans, not Italian Americans.
Right. Yeah, and that was why prior to the passing of Hart-Celler Act, immigrants were only allowed to come in through select European countries, from select European countries. And that was a long-standing tradition, and it goes back to fucking John Adams. John Adams spoke about bringing in people of good character because we want the best and the brightest in our countries. We don't want to be, we're not a fucking welfare state. They didn't want to become a welfare state. And of course, when these laws, a lot of these laws, when they were passed, there was no welfare system. It was passed prior to the social safety net and all that shit. So they didn't need to, like, if you came in and you didn't work, like, you weren't going to last very long. You're going to starve to death, you know? But then we instituted a public safety net because, we felt that was the right thing to do for a civilized society. But then all of a sudden we started getting the importation of infinite Somalians who do nothing but fucking take advantage of it.
And I think it's also very important to point out that a lot of the old order social welfare system was based on communities, churches, volunteer organizations, things like that. And now it's being federalized to an extent that it's really almost no longer a recognizable system for the good of the average citizen.
Right.
Which is true.
It's more about making
it's a mind.
It's more about making people state property, just like the NHS, just like a lot of these other nationalized healthcare systems across the world. That's how MAID gets integrated into every damn thing. And when you start losing your autonomy and going with, hey, I just want to be state property because Big Daddy government will take care of me. And nobody wants to vote against Santa Claus when they think they're getting free shit. So yeah,
Right.
I think getting non-domestic leeches out is the first major step in correcting this just huge problem.
Yeah, there is an issue with the more globalist mindsets or the nannies of the nanny state, is that they view the what do you say, the when people gather around to help others, the less fortunate, that is a failing of the state because they view that kind of work to be off the state. A bunch of power hungry bureaucrats seeking to control everything. So they see the very act of charity to be a failure of the state because only the state should take care of people and instead of people taking care of people.
Yes.
Which says a lot about those kind of people.
That's a brilliant point, too. You know,
I think I saw it in a I think I saw it in a German news report once, or it was a news report about a German dude who said that charity is a sign of a failed state or something along those lines. It's a long time ago, but that stuck with me. The meaning of what he said.
yeah, and you know, I don't think that uh, I don't think that having a social safety net for people who fall through the cracks is a bad thing. In general, I don't think that the option to having the option to for public assistance if you need it, you know, I don't necessarily think that's the worst thing to have in a civilized Western nation. But the problem is when that, you know, generosity gets taken advantage of, and that's really what we're seeing here,
Yeah,
and that's what this is trying to address.
and just
I,
one final point
you first.
I'd like to throw out. Yeah, my church does a lot of charity work. I mean, if someone goes to them and says, "Hey, I can't pay my mortgage this week, or my month, you know, rent, what have you," there's a process, and they will cover that up to a certain amount for like a month or two to help somebody who's lost their job or had a catastrophic life, event, something like that. And the food, and they're very focused on connecting with that individual, not here, have a form, we'll send you a check. And that's where
Right.
this utter failure comes from, is yeah, just fill out all the right forms, live the government approved way, and you'll get something out of it. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, and especially
You
go ahead,
first.
Trim.
It's this is a thing though, because when the welfare state started in Norway, I think we found oil in the 60s, and that shit started taking off in the 70s and especially in the 80s. And we had people, the trygdesnylter, which is the welfare scammer. Even in Norway, with the regular population, the city people and those similar types, they started scamming and committing minor fraud on an individual level. Then it became an entire subgroup. That's how we have so many people from the 80s who became narcotic addicted, just living off the state, using all the drugs, and then they found out a way to abuse the welfare system.
Right.
Then you have people from the outside seeing this shit, and when they come in, they see what the drug heads are doing and the lazy shits are doing, and it's like, yeah, but I can, and they abuse it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Tristan has a good point in the chat. The large S is what the large S is provide. When the large S is provided by the state, that is the state overstepping its mandate. National Defense Police, civil courts, that's the whole legitimate mandate, which is totally true. Uh-oh. Did the stream die? We're getting Fs in the chat here.
Oh no.
Are we cooked, chat?
Oh, that's bizarre.
Okay.
It works for me.
LGM says it's working.
Yeah.
So anyhow, yeah.
Just a editorial note, real quick. Yeah. This I think YouTube is routing my stream through Australia, then back out because of the setup we have. So it's fun.
Of course.
Sorry, Dave. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Fantastic. No, you're good. But yeah, that's the and Trim, you brought up a good point there, because so many people get on these benefits by lying, which again we saw during the whole food stamps debacle, is how many people just said, well, I just go in there and lie. How many fucking 400-pound black women with weaves and nails went in there and said, yeah, I just lie and tell them what I need, because there's no vetting. There's not enough. Like, this shit should be hard to get. And it should be very heavily regulated, because it's my money. You know, it's not supposed to be the largesse of the state. It's supposed to be the the bare minimum to help people out. It's not supposed to become a fucking way of life. Where there's multiple generations of kids and people. Like, dude, this has been going on for a long time too. When I was in when I was in junior high, there was a girl that lived in the trailer park next to the apartment complex that I lived. And that girl lived in a trailer with her mom and like 3 kids and her stepdad, whatever. And they all just lived off of welfare. And so I asked her, one day, I was like, well, what are you going to do when you get older? She's like, well, I'm going to have kids. And then we'll use that to collect welfare. And when she turned 16, she got fucking knocked up and had a kid from some, equally scumbag loser. And it perpetuated the cycle. So it was generational welfare, and they were living in the same fucking house. Now that was in the 90s when this shit was really hard to get in general, but that people knew how to work the fucking system. And a lot of the time, the people who are giving out that money don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care that it's not their money. They don't care that it's the public's money, because they're just rubber stamping stuff. And that has gotten even worse. And that's why they passed, in 1996, they passed the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act. And I'll read through some of that. Called the IIRIRA, which I'm not going to ever say again because that's a lot. It was passed by Congress in 1996. It was amended section 212A4 of the Immigration and Naturalization Act, and it introduced the mandatory statutory factors, created the enforceable affidavit of support under section 213 of the Immigration and Nationalization Act. More specifically, it codified the following minimum factors that must be considered when making public charge inadmissibility determinations: age, health, family status, assets, resources, financial status, and education skills. Congress made the act in the legally enforceable affidavit of support under section blah, 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 a requirement for most family-sponsored and certain employment-based immigrants. So that's for chain migration. That's what they're trying to do, is like, even if you're coming over here, like you're getting a foot in the door because you've got someone here, you still have to meet these certain minimum factors. This was in 1996. And then in 1999, and this is under, so 96 was under Bush Sr.
No,
I think,
96,
and
that
then,
was under Clinton.
Oh, that was Clinton. Okay, yeah. So and then in 99, that was also under Clinton. The Legacy Immigration and Naturalization Service issued interim guidance titled Field Guidance on Deportability and Inadmissibility on Public Charge Grounds. And guidance identified how the agency would determine if an alien is likely to become a public charge for admission and adjustment of status purposes when an alien would be deportable as a public charge. So if they start being a burden on the state, they're supposed to be kicked the fuck out. Like, simple as. Which, like, that's pretty fucking clear to to everybody else. So, did you have something you wanted to drop in here, Trim?
Yeah, since we're on the whole welfare thing, we have the system of welfare. It's called NOV, which is jokingly being given other meanings. Noen andre vil, somebody else will. It is given a very bad reputation because it is underfunded and understaffed. I have relatives that work in NOV, and they're doing their best to help their people. At least half of them genuinely try their best. The others have The other half have just given up and just, again, doing as you said, they just want the paycheck and just stamp fucking notes.
Yeah.
But for the people genuinely trying, they get overworked. They have to push different jobs because, of course, the Norwegian state is too busy pissing away money that could be used for NAV instead. Which results that you have immigrants and you have the people who fraud the state and just sorry, and the people who end up committing fraud against the state. It makes it easier because you have already have a 50-50 chance of finding someone who doesn't care and will rubber stamp you through. And if you are of an immigrant, you have an even higher chance because you have this special privileged status. And even if you meet someone who does their job correctly, you can just bitch and moan, and then you will be given to someone else. And you can keep doing this until you get somebody who will listen to you or pretend to listen to you and just rubber stamp you through. The system is ridiculously easy to get through in this country. And there are not that many who have the time to actually follow through properly because they have to juggle so many different people. Because the system has failed. The state itself has failed the system. If you want a functioning welfare system, it needs to be properly funded and properly staffed. And there's not a single system in any country in this world does not have a well-funded system because they keep cutting the money in order to be scummy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they cut down on staffing so that because they don't care.
Exactly.
Right? Like and of course people want the size of the state to shrink, but they don't understand that shrinking it in some places actually causes a lot more waste and abuse, which is what this is. It's waste and abuse. And so back to
you just shrink it into places where it can be shrink. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. But back to this, in 1999, the guidance proposed for the public charge laid out a couple of things. So the first one was receipt of public cash assistance or income maintenance or institutionalization for long-term care at government expense, which meant, you weren't supposed to be dumping your illegal grandma in the nursing home where Medicaid's going to pay for her forever. And you're not supposed to come here looking for a handout from cash for a long term or really at all. But that changed, and nobody enforced that shit. Like, this has been on the books, and they didn't really enforce that for a long time. And they just let people in. Now, they did have tighter border restrictions, and even under Bush and Obama, they deported millions of people for this, but not nearly enough. And they really played loose with the public charge rules because they said it wasn't well defined. But to me, that seems pretty well defined. But the enforcement mechanism didn't go through, didn't look at it the same way. So in 2019, under Trump's first administration, they issued a final rule regarding the public charge grounds of inadmissibility titled Inadmissibility on Public Charge Grounds. And it provided new and expanded definitions of certain terms and provided a multi-factor framework along with associated evidentiary requirements. The rule also added provisions that rendered certain non-immigrants ineligible for extension of stay or change of status if they receive specific public benefits or for a certain period. Additionally, it revised DHS regulations governing the Secretary's discretion to accept public charge bond for those seeking adjustment of status. And this rule was set to take effect on October 15th, 2019. But of course, by then, we already had too many Obama judges. And it turned into a series of fucking lawsuits and challenges. Let's see. Numerous plaintiffs filed suits challenging the 2019 final rule in 5 district courts across 4 circuits. But it was actually implemented in February 2020. However, following a series of preliminary injunctions and stays or reversals of those injunctions, a partial final judgment vacating the 2019 rule went into effect nationwide in March 2022. The DHS subsequently formally removed the 2019 rule from the Code of Federal Regulations. So Trump tried to stop this in his first term, and then Biden just didn't give a shit. So,
what a shock.
In fact, he did the opposite. In October 23rd of 2021, or August 23rd of 2021, DHS published an advance notice of proposed rulemaking to seek broad public feedback on public charge ground of inadmissibility to inform its development of future regulatory proposals. And it reviewed all the comments and considered them in developing a notice of proposed rulemaking. And then in February 2024, they published Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, NPRM, following careful consideration of public comments received in response, and DHS published a final rule titled Public Charge Ground of Inadmissibility on September 9th, 2022. So the final rule only addresses the public charge ground of inadmissibility, does not address the public charge grounds of deportability, which was addressed in the 1999 interim field guidance and sense. So anyhow, I want to jump over to another site here. This is the Federal Federation for American Immigration Reform. So they have an article here. It's a really long one. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. We're going to hit some highlights here. So one of the things here is in response to considerable public confusion about the meaning of public charge and its relationship to various benefits, the Clinton administration defined the term public charge in such a way as to allow aliens to collect many types of welfare benefits without penalty. Agency guidance issued in 1999 limited the definition of public charge to someone receiving cash benefits for income maintenance or long-term care in a mental health facility or nursing home, while excluding non-cash benefits such as Medicaid, food stamps, which as of 2008 would become known as Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. The first Trump administration acted to restore integrity to the public charge ground of inadmissibility, and in August 2019, they published new rules revising and broadening the definition of public charge, including consideration of additional public benefits, such as non-emergency Medicaid for non-pregnant women, SNAP, and certain housing programs. But due to intense opposition from open border advocates, the new rule the new regulation was followed by a lengthy legal battle as pro-mass immigration voices claimed that Trump administration's final rule was deterring some immigrants from accessing welfare. Good. That's exactly what it was meant to do, and that's exactly what it should do. And in March 21, the Biden administration rescinded Trump's administration public rule to returning to the 1999 guidance. So Biden went back to the Clinton era bullshit, which was no surprise. So the Biden administration's rule made it easier for aliens to access taxpayer-funded benefits without being considered a public charge by restoring the 1999 guidance, thus excluding non-cash benefits from determinations again. A new feature of the 2022 rule was that being in a household or family that receives cash benefits would no longer count towards a public charge determination. So that allowed the fucking chain migration. That allowed welfare families to grow and grow and just keeps bringing in more fucking ticks into our system where they could just suck the blood of the American taxpayers without actually providing anything of benefit to the country. And that's, I think, a real big, that's the feminization of our fucking system. That's the toxic matriarchy of these fucking liberal women and bitches that, and the liberal bitch men too, who think that the whole world is our fucking responsibility, right? Who think that they're all our children and we need to take care of everyone. The nanny state, exactly. Which which is funny. When we were on Dragons, Yiz didn't know that Trim was TF Allspark, and so she cited him on screen, which that was funny. She's like, yeah, this guy gets it. And I was like, well, that's Trim. So
yeah, sometimes I forget that a fair few people don't know that I am two people on the internet. Weird, huh?
So America's immigration system should not prioritize should prioritize the interests of Americans and as a basic principle should not admit immigrants en masse to the financial detriment of Americans. The U.S. already faces a rapidly growing and increasingly unsustainable national debt and strained social safety net. Hence, the Federation for American Immigration Reform argues that immigrants should be self-sufficient as a basic qualification to enter or obtain a visa. Which I don't understand how that's even remotely controversial. You know, aside from the fact they want to import all the fucking refugees and take care of all the refugees. Oh, they had a hard time, and oh, American wars did this, and blah blah blah. It's like, no, not most of them.
No.
The Somalis aren't here because of some major military action we had in Somalia. Although we did have some military action in Somalia,
Very minor,
mostly because they're a corrupt fucking state. But they have no reason to be here if they're not going to contribute to the system. And if they're going to defraud and steal from the system, they should be kicked the fuck out. And I don't think that's a very controversial thing to say.
But
so
you don't want to be racist,
right?
Has no actual relevance to why they're here, but you don't want to be racist.
Goddamn, I know. Well, and luckily, you know, the guidance issued and the countries mentioned are of such a diverse swath of ethnicities that it's hard to say they're racist.
Exactly.
You know, there's a few African ones. There's there's some Balkan nations in there. Fucking Bosnia. That's a white nation. You know, they're Slavic, but they're not
list, right?
Yeah, Albania's on the list too.
Excellent.
Yeah. So the last paragraph here from this article, the requirement is particularly important, hence, since the U.S. immigration system is based primarily on family connections, chain migration instead of skill, and because welfare usage tends to be higher among immigrants. For example, more than half of all immigrant-led households in the United States currently use at least one welfare program, compared to only 39% of American households. Overall, that means 29.2 million people in immigration-led households use welfare programs. The significant disparity in welfare usage demonstrates the need for a broader and more realistic definition of public charge that prioritizes American taxpayers. Which is 100% true. Like, I think it's hard to argue against that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically it. I have another thing here talking about what public charges are. But I don't think we need to go through this. I think we've got a good enough understanding. So that's the latest thing that Trump has done that is making the speds fucking spurg out.
Oh yeah.
because they want infinite chain migration. They want infinite welfare for these people. They don't want to bring these people over here to be a benefit to our society because they feel like, oh, our society is so strong that we should mother the fucking world, which it's not. And the most of the people who feel that way don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
And the other people who
Weird,
do feel
huh?
that way are doing it just to bring in voters.
That's half of it, and I think there's also the cultural change aspect. I know I've banged on about this
Yes.
quite a bit. A lot of the immigrants that they're allowing to migrate here illegally, illegal aliens. I need to quit playing their language games.
Yeah.
They all come from cultures that allow some level of bureaucratic corruption, whether it's the local
Yeah.
cop taking a bribe or some mid-level politician. I think that is what is seen as the best way to fundamentally change Western civilization, whether it's in the United States or in the UK or France or Belgium or wherever. If they can start getting the culture where it's more acceptable for your bribing for every little thing, and you see that some in like the old com block, but it's more in the countries that are now being restricted. That let's bribe Bob the cop so he can get away with things. Let's change it away from this culture of unlocked doors to where everybody's a little bit worried and realizes, well, nothing's going to happen unless I grease the skids for the system. And that to me is the ultimate goal, is a systemic change through demographic change.
I mean, what do you think is the reason why so many of the illegals are able to commit traffic murder with traffic with such reckless abandon and acting as if it's just another day? Because where they come from, they know how to game the system so they don't get caught for anything. Hell, half the countries don't even care about people to that degree either.
Yep.
And I've got an issue of the Saturday Evening Post here from February 18th, 1922, over 100 years old, talking about the worth of a citizenship. And this article was complaining about European migration and this European migration coming in from countries that were not anglicized. So they worried about bringing non-Anglo people in because they knew it would fundamentally change the nature of our country. And there was a quote in here from Adams. I got to find it in one of the articles, but there's a quote I wanted to go through from Adams, like I said earlier. Let's see. And there's some funny ads here, so we try to find the right page.
Man, newspapers just looked better back in the day.
I know. It's so cool. I have such a good time going through these.
It really is remarkable just looking at the interesting ads. And you shared that link with me before. It's just amazing going through, and there's a level of artistic skill that is lacking. Plus, it's not some vague, hey, buy product X because cool hip thing. It's like, but what the hell is product X?
Yeah, they give you what I like about old fucking old commercial, it is stylized in a way that it looks dapper and it's made to get your attention, and then it gives you a proper short explanation. Some even do a longer explanation of selling you it too, instead of flashing lights, buy thing now, rinka dinka dink.
Yeah.
Here it is. I found it.
It looks professional, Oh shit. Hey.
So here's from, and this is a quote. This is Mr. James Madison of Virginia, later president of the United States, declared himself as follows: "It is no doubt very desirable that we should hold out as many inducements as possible for the worthy part of mankind to come and settle among us, and throw their fortunes into a common lot with ours. But why is this desirable? Not merely to swell the catalog of people. No, sir, it is to increase the wealth and strength of the community. And those who acquire the rights of citizenship without adding strength or wealth to the community are not the people we are in want of."
If
And that
there's a
rings very
politician,
true.
sorry.
Oh no, yeah, go ahead, Trim.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, no.
No, you're cool. Go ahead.
If there's a politician that says that today, I'm gonna vote for him immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That guy would have the majority of the country behind him if it's if they had the balls to fucking say it.
Yeah, I'm hoping after Trump and if we get Vance or someone of his type, the one after him will be this kind of guy.
Right.
We can only hope.
And this is another good go ahead.
I think it's something where there's this intrinsic lack of a culture focus amongst the West right now, where it's all
Definitely.
commodification, and oh yeah, how can we sell this product rather than who are we as a people? And I have not seen that question addressed in a long time, other than some politician gets up on stage and says, "Well, that's not who we are." Okay, well then who the hell are we?
Right. And this is another good quote here. This is mistakes of the past. Some aliens are all right, and some aliens are all wrong. The task which confronts the United States is as simple as understanding as simple to understand as stumbling over a rug. And and that is it. Having foolishly admitted to the country a lot of aliens that aren't wanted, aren't needed, the United States owes it to herself to make these aliens as easy to live with as possible. She must find out which ones are all right and which ones are all wrong. If those who are all right wish to be admitted to citizenship, they should be admitted in such a way as to make them realize that an honor is being conferred on them. As for those who are all wrong, those whose interest in the country is so small that they don't wish to become citizens, they should be forced to cough up a small amount of money periodically for the opportunities we give them. America is popularly known as a free country, but there is no particular reason why it should be freer for newcomers who cannot and will not accept any of the country's burdens than it is for the native-born Americans and for the naturalized citizens. And that is well known, and that, as is well known, is the condition that exists today. And it has persisted. So, and this goes back for a long time. But
I mean, this is 100-year-old article, and it's still hitting the exact same problems that we have today.
Right.
Yeah. Only it's more stricter back in the day. This had problems with certain Europeans. Our problems right now are even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like well, that's because most of the Europeans were industrious, right? Even the ones that came here, because there wasn't a social welfare system back then. There wasn't handouts from the government. Like you pretty much had to make it work if you came here. And if you couldn't, then you weren't conferred any of the rights of citizenship. Now, one of those big rights of citizenship is voting. And as it's getting proven more and more and more every fucking, like, every week that goes by, something else comes out that just proves that our voting system has been corrupted and overtaken. Mm-hmm. Our voting system has been subverted by, communist, progressive, retarded, just straight out retarded and corrupt politicians. and states who are doing shit like giving driver's licenses to fucking illegal aliens,
And
just
commercial
for the
driver's
purposes of trying
license
to.
at that.
Oh, goddamn, that makes me so upset, and it stresses me out when I drive every day too. Um, yeah, Callum says in Wales you don't need to be a citizen to vote. And
Oh,
that's
wow.
absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like that's
I mean,
ridiculous. There's no what good does being a citizen have? What good is it if there's no fucking vetting? Right? If absolutely anybody can just take this right you had, then what good is that right? What
it
good
is
is
worth absolutely
citizenship?
nothing.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
is the definition of something given has no value, and Wales have given away their autonomy and their right as citizen. Wales is no longer a country because of this. They're
No.
just a
Well,
blob to be
it's
Well, that's why
abused
they're
by parasites.
it's something where I look at the absolute state of and value that citizenship currently has and culture, and it just pisses me off because in the United States specifically, it's easier to point out in Europe, but in the United States specifically, up until about like the 1970s, people identified first by the state that they were either living in or from, and then by nationality, because it was that
right.
important. And it would be analogous to, you know, say someone from Germany identifying only as European now. And that should piss everybody off. And it
Right.
shows the absolute degradation, the hatred that the elites have for an actual meaningful identity.
Right.
Yep.
Well, and I believe a lot of that is because um like the European mindset we're going to say the European liberal mindset that was more geared towards the individual liberty and freedom of the person. And that's been completely subverted by WEF bullshit and communist nonsense that is trying to change us from a people to an economic zone,
Yeah.
right? The cosmopolitization of our fucking nation is obnoxious and stupid, and it's done nothing but degrade our standards of living, um, and in our quality of life in a lot of ways. So they've really by bringing people in that are just going to become a burden to our country, they're devaluing what it means to be born here. They're devaluing your birthright. Um, they're devaluing your heritage, and they're minoritizing you in your own countries.
And
So,
just one last thing to, I bang on about personally, and to the point where I think I've brainwashed Trim a little bit. Um, it's the levels of kind of duty towards one's country. So you've got patriotism, the love of one's country; nationalism, the love and duty to one's country; and then jingoism, which is a blind support for anything your country does. And until we start using those three terms distinctly and not throwing them under the umbrella um, of just either or, it's nuanced, then we keep losing the argument, and we get absolute you know misinterpretations of the term nationalist and nationalism because people see it only in the light of jingoism, which is kind of how Orwell put his notes on nationalism, which uh, I had a great deal of issue with the other podcasts that we talk about from time to time on here, because they didn't make the distinction between jingoism and nationalism.
Which is really big.
Yes, it is a gulf that we need to bridge, and we need to start, honestly, beating people over the head is like, yes, nationalism is cool. You can be a patriot and a nationalist. You can be a patriot or a nationalist, or you can be a jingoist. And there are times to me that the line between a patriot and a jingoist are much more aligned than that between a nationalist and a jingoist, because a nationalist wants the best for their people, wants the best for the future, and they feel obligated to do something about it, not just spout pretty words and mince about and go rah rah USA or UK or whatever. Yeah, it's just
Right.
We have to put our foot down on that.
Yeah,
Right.
but the thing is, so you didn't brainwash me for that. I found that one out myself because I've always had a problem with how the National Socialists went around, because it didn't make sense to me. And then I started looking around, but I did come to the conclusion before you and me started chatting, and then or it really dawned on me mid conversation though.
Yeah.
So it was during one of our discussions on the subject, and yes, it is. It's the way of how Koreans call themselves democratic is the way that the National Socialist Party was nationalist. They were jingos.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, if you come from a place, you should be nationalistic about it. And unless you want to go to someplace else, and then you should be nationalistic about their place, right?
Yeah.
Like, if immigrants to America should be pro-America. They shouldn't be pro their home nation, because if they want to be pro their home nation, why the fuck are they even here?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? And that's another thing that this. Oh, sorry. Let me finish this real quick, and then I'll let you jump out there. But that's something that this article talked about too, was because this was in the wake of World War One. Right. This happened after this article was written after World War One, where we did offer citizenship we naturalized people who fought for our country, and they proved their worth by coming here and fighting for our country. And it also mentions the people who came here they came here to avoid fighting for their home country. So they fled the United States to not have to fight for their home countries in World War One. It's like, well, they didn't fight for us and they didn't fight for their home countries. And then as soon as the war is over, they're trying to claim citizenship rights and benefits here.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening now still. So,
exactly.
Go ahead, Trim. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Again, I don't mean to interrupt you. It's just I mistime it every single time. Essentially, we have had a news report lately that 1 out of 10 Ukrainians wants to go back. So that basically refers exactly what you just said. Don't want to fight, and they found out it's easier to stay here, so they don't even want to go back. But they're still going to keep what they had over there, and they're not going to change to the culture. A person who immigrates, because the way we talk about immigration, and I've become more hostile towards it, but it is a specific type of immigration I don't want. It is the ones we talked about, the ones who leave their country because they think they can find it better somewhere else, but refuse to change. If I were to ever immigrate to America, which still is in the fucking air, if I will or not, pardon my language, I will become an American. You should have a healthy respect for where you came from, because I will always be if I became an American, I would be a Norwegian American. But I would have to respect where I was from. I wouldn't I shouldn't take that as the priority of what I am, because if I move to America, immigrate there, I am thereby bound to be an American. Like one of my best friends, born in Venezuela, moved to Norway in a young age, and she's now culturally, the way she behaves, talks, she is as indistinguishable from a Norwegian as any other person I met. And she has a healthy respect for her home country, but she also knows what brought her country down. She is Norwegian. She's she's one of those first generation immigrants you really want. She's the type you want in your country. The ones who actually just take on the Norwegian or the adopted home country identity.
Yeah. Yeah, and so anyhow, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. If we want to move on to the next segment here,
Yeah,
I know it's kind of a good segue into Trim's thing since he's talking about Norwegian nationalism and Norwegian politics. So,
oh yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a messy thing. It's just me ranting about the usual stuff. So just tell me when you're ready.
Yep. Let's see. Again, all this wizardy bullshit. I mean,
also, real quick, wanted to point out here, you could look in 1922, you could get an 8-cylinder Model 46 for $2,600.
nice.
The
Oh,
7-passenger touring. So that's a fun thing about old magazines too, is looking at how weird the pricing on shit was back then.
Right.
How inflation has just killed our money. Like, we've removed an entire section of our physical money because it is absolutely valueless, because the Norwegian kroner has become so inflated. We had our cent is called øre, and we have removed every single coin in existence of it. Like, we don't. What I mean with that, we don't use it anymore. It's freaking ridiculous, dude.
Interesting.
Are you signed into the Ninja, Trim?
Yeah.
The Ninja. I am in a Ninja.
It's not showing up.
Oh God. Let me see if I can share the screen again. Trim Tech is pain. There we go. Are you seeing now?
Okay. It's like an Inception thing where it's I'm seeing Dave's link, but there we go.
Wait, so
there you go. There we go.
There is lag. There is lag. Got it. All right. So, I'm going to be bitching a little bit about the EU because I am Trim and I hate the EU. I'm also going to be bitching a little bit about a certain Bergman, who I don't know is or isn't the type of Berg we're used to know, but all I know he's a useless asshole. Anyway, I'm just going to get to it, and if you guys have any questions or anything to cut in with, please feel free. So, this is, of course, in hurdy-gurdy, so I will do my best to translate. How long are we going to pay billions to the EU? A EU Commission considering to limit the export of aluminum scrap from Europe. Protectionism, say KRF, which is the Christian Folk Party, warns that Norwegian aluminum industry can be hit. And her quote was this. So basically, EU has been wasting so much of their time and money because they take the aluminum scrap, Chinese advocates as here. They are gathering and buying up all the aluminum scrap, melting it down and selling it as if it's new material, meaning that we don't keep our own scrap to use for our own purposes, which of course is hurting our industry. Because of course it does. That's what they do. Now, KRF is one of the few based parties in Norway, at least based a few quote unquote based of the legacy parties who've been around for a while. And they are saying here, for example, KRF warned that the EU can reduce the export of aluminum scrap, something that the party mean will hit Norwegian aluminum industry quite severely and can be a considerable break of the EØS, the European Economic Zone Agreement. Because of course it does. Why wouldn't they? They demand us to pay money for all their stuff and to have the ability to trade, and yet they keep on breaking promises, though I will get to that. Let's see, I just need to... the EU Commission has opened for advice for things they can do to limit the export of aluminum scrap from Europe. And according to the Commission, the export has increased heavily the last 10 years, as well as as the prices have been increasing considerably. The EU is afraid that limited access on the more rimelig, which is affordable secondary resources, can reduce the competitional ability in European aluminum industry. Let's see. So the financial political spokesman in KRF, Jürgen Christiansen, is reacting heavily to these signals from Brussels. If the EU, let's see, I need to make sure I say it right too. I have already read it, but if the EU sets in these new and more expensive limitation on export of aluminum scrap, like which Norwegian industry is dependent on, it is a severe break of the EES agreement, and is a proper expression of protectionism. So it is all part of the larger deal we had with them in trade, as they should, even though we aren't part of the EU, the agreement of trade is that they shouldn't do things that would reduce our ability for trade and economic growth. Yet right here, they are now committing moves that work directly against this agreement. It's what they do. Another reason for why I dislike the EU so severely. How long are we going to keep how long are we going to keep paying billions to the EU at the same time that they are considering new breaks of the EOS agreement? At the same time when they are committing new breaks on the EOS agreement. And yeah. Of course, this is from a guy who is he was for the EOS agreement. So they're against EU, but they're for the agreement. So this is basically a fence sitter. And even he thinks it's a really bad deal. He can see the numbers and he disagrees with it. Of course, they're talking about different quotations, talking about different things, and of course, hinting to what I showed here that yeah, talking about how the Chinese actors are buying European aluminum scrap, melting it down, and sending us, basically undermining our entire own export on aluminum. Showing that the bureaucrats and the parasites have a tendency of just happily selling shit outside, and when the piper comes to claim his money, they're going to start undercutting everyone, and they will start doing it to those who aren't members or aren't the favorite members. So unless you're from France or Germany, if you're Hungarian, Polish, or Norwegian, however, then you're going to get hit with the different negatives of this. They're going to start affecting your trade. They're going to start affecting your economic ability. Gradually, they are chipping away at the very deal that we made with them years ago. Because why not? So that's my take on the whole EU continuously failing and letting everyone else pay for it.
And would they do anything
course,
else at this stage?
No, not really. It's just part of the course. It's just a bureaucratic hellhole, and it will keep doing this. I am so... It's kind of like this is our version of the whole Democrat issue allowing fraud. People are looking at this and they're wondering, why are they letting this happen? And the even worse thing is that at least you have more direct ways of going against your leaders. The Democrats can be reached through you. with the right tools, as we see in certain areas now. Here, however, Norway has no real power, and none of our politicians currently in power have any desire to reduce anything. Like, only sideliners, like the KRF, hasn't been a mainline party in years, as only the Christian side of the population, which has been greatly reduced, have the votes, essentially. The pre-boomers. But hopefully this is gonna start. I'm starting to see people reacting to stuff like this, and I'm starting to become more involved in Norwegian politics too. I haven't really haven't really started going all out, but I'm starting to feel that if I don't find something else to do, I might have to.
That's
Of course.
totally. Go ahead.
No, you first. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
And that goes back to how you should love your country and you should try to stand up for your country and do what's right for your country and your countrymen. And how
It is.
and again, I think that's the difference too between jingoism and nationalism is that if you have a sincere nationalist spirit towards your country, then you want it to succeed, right? But if you have a jingoist perspective towards your country, then as long as you're part of your country, you support what it does.
Yeah. There is an expression I've heard about jingoism is "my nation, right or wrong," while the nationalists will say "my nation when right" and then correct it.
Yeah.
Because when you truly love your country like a nationalist should, you will be critical to its errors and then try to fix them. A jingo will not care. They will just go rah, rah, and then suddenly you will get shit that buries it. Because the thing about jingos, they use the cloak of nationalism in order to rope you into dumber shit. That's how you get the monarchists. That's how you get so much other crap.
Yeah.
Because they think about a idealized illusion. Regardless, there's a reason why the Germans fell apart during the Second World War.
Well, there's multiple reasons, but yeah, it fundamentally boils down to the idea that if you just blindly do what your government tells you, not your nation, and maybe that's a better distinction to make. A jingoist will support their government regardless because it's their government. A nationalist will say our politicians are on the wrong path. We need to fix this because this isn't the betterment of all of our people.
Exactly. And that goes back with kind of what I was saying, though maybe not as well, because they are usually very easily misled. So they are the ones who will think that they will be the ones who are easily fooled into thinking that the government is the nation, instead of seeing the government as what it is, a apparatus to maintain the nation in the correct way.
Yep.
Well, are you ready for some wonderful form of hypocrisy? With double standards. Let's see that.
I mean,
always.
That's the only standard available. Sure.
Oh yeah. So, you know how due to the late Trumpification of Greenland, please buy Greenland. Just take it. I'm gonna rub it in the Dane's face for so long. Please do it. The Danish people are going to let's see. On Tuesday, it was recognized that the Danish pension fund, Akademiker Pension, plans to pull themselves out completely from the American state obligation. Because however, in Norway, Stoltenberg means that thinks that the oil fund should not be pulled out of the U.S. So it's okay to start talking shit about America and condemning them and oh rah rah, America's bad, Trump is bad. But as soon it comes to the oil fund and our large wealth, it's like but we shouldn't do that. No, come on, we cannot do it like that. It's too hasty. We have no reason to do that now. Stoltenberg had said about to pull the fund out of the American market. Like the amount of money the Norwegian oil fund gets from the American market in itself, we are barely, I don't think, at all using the money from the fund itself. We are using the interest that we gain from it in our state activities. The money itself is almost completely untouched, save for a few retarded moments, Exactly, Prime. It is pussing out after big words. They're gonna say one thing, and as soon as you're told to put your money where your mouth is, they're the first one to be like, "Oh, but not like this." You know when you say you have the people going right, "Oh, I love immigration, more immigrants, come on." As
Refugees
soon as you
welcome.
ask him, yes, and as soon as you say, "Hey, I got a few in the back here. You want to take them in since you're so fucking available?" They'll be like, "Oh, not me. Over there, maybe." I don't mind the idea here of don't pull our fucking oil fund out of the American markets because there's a lot of money to be made. I have a problem with Stoltenberg and his cronies being such they just go around. They're a tiny dog behind a glass door yapping and barking at a large fucking wolfhound. You guys only have to open that door and then there would be nothing we could do, right? We are dependent on on America economically, militarily, and due to how the culture and online discourse, we even are dependent on you on that as well. Culturally too, we are very much the same. It's just the national identity of being Norwegian still remains in the outskirts, but city wise, a man from Oslo is identical from a dumbass from New York.
Yeah, we need to put a stop to that. I don't
Yeah,
like you know talking to someone who's just an interchangeable cog. Like, no.
yeah. Oh, and of course, here is Jens Stoltenberg. He put up a tax trap, and of course, he managed to get himself caught in it. Because this guy, of course, is the financial minister. He went from being one of Norway's youngest prime ministers. He became the general secretary of NATO, and then he came back to become the financial minister in the Labour Party under the weakest leader we have had in a long time. I love the picture as it looks like he just finished shitting himself and just got caught like, oh no.
It
And
does.
look how lost he is, right? Oh no.
Did I maybe leak out a little bit? I'm not sure.
The thing is, Nettavisen is one of the few. They're one of the few Norwegian newspapers that are somewhat neutral. I met people who even they during the Rings of Power, right? There was this one dude who made an article on this site, and it's like when Tolkien becomes woke. It's like 2-3 years ago. I was surprised, and of course you do have some TDS too, but these guys are relatively halfway decent of being neutral, which I am all for. So yeah, what happened here? The Skattefelle is basically a tax trap. So Finance Minister Jens Stoltenberg made up a tax trap which hits a lot of pensionists, but also he went in his own trap.
So what I'm hearing is traps are gay.
They are very gay, and this guy he made a trap so gay that he couldn't keep his dick out of it. He just had to get them there. So, the new tax model is for this is how it's supposed to be, right? The new tax model for housing gives a tax restriction on it's not a restriction. It is more like a defining the line more. Shit, I forgot the direct translation. On about 500 million kroner, so $50 million to the state kosten, the state budget. This increased the taxes directly in opposition of what was suggested to the state budget. He made a decision and the exact opposite happened. So, let's see. When the differences are so large, it is important we change the structure, I think. Oh, man, I hate it when I had these words when I read it the first time, and suddenly it is difficult to do. Yeah. Yeah. Basically talking about how they screwed this up, and we need a little bit of time to consider how, but the principle of the thing is that the state shouldn't make any money here. We should go in zero. Meanwhile, they drag money from you and they will come and drag even more. Oh no, Prime, there's not even 50 mil to his own pockets. He made a decision so poor that he ended up biting his own ass with it too. That's the funny part. And on the big thing, our state, the big thing, even the right party, which is essentially the socialist light, they're labor light. They're kind of like the conservatives in the UK. They're called conservatives, but they're as conservative as the Labour Party. And then the Progress Party, which is close to being conservative, wants to remove the entire or parts of the model. The Progress Party has been against this idea all the time, so they are economically conservative at least. However, the right wants to put the limit on high apartment taxes or house taxing from 10 to 20. So they just want to double it. Meanwhile, Progress Party wants to remove it altogether. Unfortunately, tax bomb against normal people. Unfortunately, the new let's see. I need to be sure I say it right. Yes. Unfortunately, the application of the new tax, a new housing tax, is putting into a pattern that has been core to Jonas Gahr Støre's period as prime minister. Considerable tax changes have been agreed upon and have been decided and made without proper thinking or planning. Sound familiar? And in some cases, the taxes have gotten a reversed effect and managed to strike randomly and dramatically to some taxpayers. Let's see. This is the guy, the chief redactor, the chief of the web of this of Nettavisen. If Finance Minister Jens Stoltenberg really wants to front a new tax policy that sets the pensioners with large down payment housing on the street, at least he should give them some warning so they can buy some, so they can order a moving car. A little bit of snark. Again, you can see why I kind of like this page. This is the dude who is the chief of this site. So, Vashku is kind of like a warning that has. You do a Vashku is sort of like crying out right before before something hits, right? So I'm just gonna say warning. The first warning came to the financial papers in 8th of January when the paper revealed that a 98-year-old woman got a 70,000 kroner increase in her. I'm sorry, guys. Did I manage to screw this up so much?
Oh, don't worry about it,
What are
man.
you talking about?
You're doing good.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. So a 90-year-old woman got a $7,000 increase to her total. Wait a minute, I just had it. You know, your total value when you're rich. The
Oh, your
tax
wealth.
for that.
Net worth?
Yes, your wealth. She
Net worth, yeah.
wealth tax. This woman got $7,000 increase in her wealth tax, which already is a considerable tax by itself, as you are made to pay several percentages of it. And then she suddenly, out of nowhere, oh, you have to pay $7,000 more. This, depending on how much how much money this woman has, is either a doubling of what she's already paying. It's either 25% or a double what she already has to pay. Because the value tax is insane.
Yeah. No shit, is it ever? Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
The VAT tax.
Yep.
That is like, what a. I'm saying we had a revolution for less than that.
Yeah.
And
Like,
in Norway,
we fought fucking wars over that.
Yeah, you became an independent nation because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Now we're just a fucking Israel vassal state.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Well, it depends on who wins the next few elections, is what I'm going to say. So yeah, with all this now, Hostwerk and Lostwerk is rushing is wasting. However, the new model is a Schablon, which is basically means to be a routine. So the new model is a routine method, which the only thing that counts is the age, size, and the area in which your housing lies in. Other factors like Utsicht, where you can how much you can see, right?
Your view,
how easily it's for the sun to pass over. Is it something in the way for you? And of course, the neighborhood is no longer considered, which is also so. Three of the 6 main components of a house total worth have been removed, meaning it is only the age, size, and where it is. They don't take into consideration all the other quality decisions either.
Interesting.
This change happens overnight and has the dramatic effect over some people who either rents or owns. And there's no kind of reduction, any kind of payback for these so-called secondary housings. So yeah, they screwed themselves over. As they say here, it is turn up the tax for older pensionists with 70,000 kroner a year overnight is a bit dramatic. It is unfair. Yeah. And that is what the AP does. As previously stated, Jonas Gahr Støre, he was re-elected last year, fall last year, and he won barely hanging on. Like, the only reason he won is because his party had to go into an alliance with a lot of others. That's the only way he's able to have a semblance of power. The FRP was right behind him. And even with such little power, he's able to screw this up as hard as he does. Again, as stated in the top here, right? The hallmark of Jonas Gahr Störe's period as a prime minister is about terrible planning, terrible application of said planning, where the result always, most of the time, has an opposite effect that always hits dramatically to the people it's supposed to help. And meantime, they focus on problems that doesn't matter in the least. Like last time, I mentioned the reduction or removal of the 1,000 note in order to stop criminal activity. That is the AP in a nutshell.
That's the weirdest. That's such
Yeah.
a stupid solution.
Yeah. And we have we have two, you could say, blocks in our. So we technically have a two-party system. It's just that the different alliances. So you have the blue block, which is the conservative or semi-conservative, and then you have the red block, which is the socialist of varying flavors. The AP are the halfway conservative socialist in that they're not frothing from the mouth sociopaths. They're just retarded. Then you have the left party, the socialist left party, and red, who is literally just the communist party. And of course, MDG, which is called Miljöpartiet de Gröna, the Green Environment Party. And these get from the boomers and from the brainwashed millennials of my generation who don't have the ability to look at something from outside the box. They are dragging these idiots into it. Everyone who goes around living in cities are dragged into this because they think it's virtuous, because they think it's the right thing to do. But I'm a bit happy, even though I have some issues with KRF. No, not KRF. With FRP, the Progress Party. At least they're a step in the right direction. And they are completely anti-EU and EUS. I am tempted to look at the Norwegian Democrats as they are starting to become more of a force, but we will see how it turns out. But all in all, we are dealing with a prime minister who I'm just gonna let this play and I'm gonna translate it afterwards. So this is essentially our prime minister and Norwegian politics. If you can hear it, can't hear it, do tell. I'm playing it now.
We're not set up to do audio with this.
Yeah. I wanted you to suffer and listen to his bullshit, actually. This feckless cunt. Do you want to? He got asked the question. He asked the hypothetical. Why should Norway save the world? Well, Norway is a part of the world. Duh.
What?
Ja. Hvorfor skal Norge redde verden? Det er fordi at Norge er en del av verden. Why should Norway save the world? It's because we are a part of the world. A tiny fucking country who hit the resource lottery. And for some reason, this dumbass, this retard, thinks that makes us the obligation to waste our wealth on poorly planned out ideas that are even worse handled and waste that wealth. This dude and everyone like him and everyone else in that party union he's a part of is gonna turn Norway into Venezuela.
Wait, there's a positive for this if you think about it. That means
I hope
Trump will kidnap
yes,
him in the middle of the night.
Can you do it
That's right.
before we go through the several years of economic destruction? I would like you to be a little bit more preemptive.
I mean, it's Trump. It might take till like Thursday of next week.
I hope and pray every single day.
Yeah,
Because this guy has been a complete and utter idiot the entirety. You see him again. Listen to this guy and see how he stands. This is the guy who is our prime minister.
I'm so sorry that you have like old Norwegian version of Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. He is the only thing keeping him standing straight is the fact that his suit is lined up with so much metal poles that his body just dingles inside. This guy is a spineless mollusk. No, that's actually an insult to mollusk because at least octopuses and squids have a solid beak somewhere.
And they're delicious. And with a little butter.
That too. Yeah. This guy,
he might be too.
And he'll... No.
Hey, Maureen, let's find out.
Oh, that's a Maureen thing, huh? Maureen, will you do us a favor? You're a Fed, please. You'll get
it's
oil.
a Dutch thing. Yeah, they ate their prime minister, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know, now that you say it, I can't make a steak out of this guy, but I'm pretty sure I can make a pretty good stew.
Or at least a rump roast.
Yeah, again, look how skinny it is. There's no meat there. You have to cook a broth out of the dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Trim, I'm saying he's an ass.
Yeah, that's true. Again, that's an insult to asses everywhere. This is the party leader, and everyone else is equally retarded. His party is the one that put in an uneducated Somali immigrant and put him in the family and culture division of Norway's party. It's ridiculous. They are giving our nation to outsiders, and they are spitting in the eye of our greatest potential ally in the US. He doesn't understand it because this dude is fully driven by TDS like everyone else. And here's the messed up thing. Out of all the red bloc in Norway, this dude represents the best we can get from them because everyone else has an idea or a plan that's going to ruin us within half a decade. And every single one of that bloc wants to be part of the EU, which will financially destroy Norway.
Damn.
Within 10 years, we are going to have to actually become a member state of the EU because they are literally they are forcing us. We are selling our energy and then we are paying to get it back through Sweden. So in a big U-turn, as we send it out, coming back to us with higher prices, so we're not making money out of it. We are having our aluminum industry choked by them, and our fishing industry is being encroached on so many levels, and it is not even able to do half of what it's supposed to do. And of course, these idiots are such big fans of the climate cult. It's the new state religion. And there are windmills everywhere. And as Trump said, the windmills don't work. Countries are idiots for using it. And it's made these guys lose their shit. What are we going to do anything about it? No. Because Trump said it, Trump is bad. TDS is king in the Norwegian political system on this side. And it drives me nuts. The things I would do for a proper conservative state in Norway at all in my lifetime, it's starting to get to somewhere. So yeah, that's the frustrated ramblings of a disappointed Norwegian.
Totally reasonable.
Yep.
Yep.
Totally understandable.
Yeah. It's You guys have no idea how much fun I have seeing Trump doing what he does now. It's last year, I was like, yeah, Trump, you're being a little bit passive. Are you going to do something? And he started the year off so freaking well. Started off with taking away Maduro.
Yeah.
Then he's now in EU, basically vocally slapping every single one of them. And here's the best part. If I've understood the Greenland situation properly, Trump basically said, "Hey, I'm willing to buy Greenland for a lot of money." The EU went and bitched and moaned. Trump added tariffs on wine and cheese, luxury shit basically,
Mm-hmm.
to which the EU fell completely apart. They just capitulated immediately. And then Trump was like, I'm just going to take Greenland then. To which the EU is, yes, and yeah, of course. We win in this because you're stupid face.
Yeah. I mean,
The amount.
the hubris coming out
Then
of some of the Europeans and apparently Brits who want to be Europeans is kind of comical because it's just like, no, but we're the older brother. We should be the one in the lead. It's no, you're fucking up, dude.
in this family, the older brother has now spent the last few decades on a narcotics bend and is now the prodigal son.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it.
While the younger while the younger child, America, tied them up by their bootstraps, made a few mistakes here and there, but is ultimately now the strongest guy on the block.
Yeah, I don't
It
know if
is
I'd
a
go that far, but
delusional thing.
it's definitely like one's definitely taking the lead, and the other one is clinging into its past glory, and yeah, I think that's what gets me so riled up about the Uber Eurotards, where it's, oh yeah, we're the greatest thing ever. It's like you had your time in the sun, and then you sold it out, and now you're blaming Americans for not standing up and saying, no, we don't like what you're doing to our country. So I just loathe when people get like that. It's like, so you're saying
Yeah.
America is so damn good that you couldn't say no. That is stupid.
Yeah, and here's another thing. For so many years, Norway has been having trade and shit with China. So many times I've looked at Norwegian newspapers and I seen like the fat bitch Erna Solberg, who was before him, this guy, prime ministers before him, have been visiting China, meeting Winnie the Pooh himself. China is taking a considerable amount of the fish we export from Norway.
I believe it.
Of course, their people are still starving, of course.
Well, it's
because they're communists.
China's the kind of country that would go in, buy all of your fish, and leave them to rot so you can't have them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And China has infiltrated Norway to such an extent. It is as bad as it is in certain states over you, because so many of these people, quote unquote, are just greedy shills who fell for it.
Yeah. I mean,
and now these retards also want to be part of the EU too.
This is what really just got me about the whole Greenland situation. Like, people are freaking out. Oh, America's trying to do this. It's like, okay, but what is China doing? What soft power are they projecting? Like, I don't know, throughout all of Africa, through Latin America, where they're going in and they're purchasing infrastructure and saying that, oh no, it's for your benefit, and then also secretly like putting in espionage posts, putting in secret agreements where if they need to, they can access these roads, all this infrastructure. The Chinese mindset is one that I think a lot of people struggle to understand. But if you look up, it's like the valor of ignorance or something. It was basically written about the Japanese, but apply those lessons to the Chinese, and after their century of humiliation, that tells you everything you need to know about the lengths they are willing to go to become the world's greatest power, because they are that damned arrogant. And Trump
Right.
is an eloquent man because he's a businessman from New York, but he knows how to play their game rather than the effete mincing about French type diplomacy that the rest of the West insists on participating in. And it's comical, but it's also very disgusting that people can't get past this. Oh, we have to posture and say nice, pretty words and do all these genuflections rather than go in and say, okay, I've got the biggest dick in the room. I want to take this because it's my best interests. And the guy over there who wants to take your stuff won't care if you starve to death.
Yeah. The situation is kind of messy, though there are fortunately some parties that are in the right direction. Like the literal conservatives, which is a rather new party made from old guard people who see where things are going and are critical in the right ways. You have Norwegian Democrats, which are slowly but sure they're trying to be the AFD of Norway in a way. The alternative for Deutschland. They're
Alternative
trying
for
to be the
Deutschland,
same.
yeah.
Yeah. They're trying. The Norwegian Democrats are trying to do the same there, and there's a lot of things I agree with them, but I'm not quite sure about them just yet. And then you have, of course, the legacy parties of FRP, the Christian Folk Party, which at least managed to do some right, but unfortunately they are a bit fans of they're more of the 80s status quo, which isn't bad, but I want to go further. And then you have the Progress Party, FRP, which is honestly the mildest of the conservative parties, but at least they want to go out of it. So when it comes to economics, they are very conservative, but there's still a lot of things that they need to do right.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of the right opinions. It's just that I doubt their capability to fulfill it.
Fair.
Yeah. So that's me. And we finish off by looking at this feckless idiot coming out of what I assume is the bathroom, being surprised that, oh shit, I'm being interviewed.
Yeah, he was.
He had to go change his tampon.
Oh, he's not Tim Walz. He's not fat and dumb enough.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it's this guy. He is slightly more clever than Tim Walz because at least this dude plays on a he plays a higher ball game than Tim Walz.
Yeah, Tim Walz only plays pocket pool.
Exactly. But I'm pretty sure that this guy has shit on his computer.
Indeed. All right,
well, we move on to you. Thank you for listening to my rant. I haven't done the art thing, but sometimes I just need to get it out. I'm not as eloquent as you guys, and going over Norwegian news is a bit difficult with the language barrier. So I probably should see if I could get a translation mod for my browser.
I look into it, but you were doing fine.
If that's possible,
you were doing fine, and it's
thank you.
And I think it's important to cover multiple nations' political climates, especially these days. So yeah, don't feel shy to keep talking about that.
Thanks, dude.
All right. So, interestingly enough, our discussion there at the tail end is a great transition to our topic. My topic at hand. Yes, we're going to be talking about Minnesota. Sorry, wrong flag. Minnesota. No, that's still the wrong flag. There we go. Yeah, the Minnesota flag. Yeah, that's it. I swear.
There we go.
All right, so there's a lot going on. It's still very fluid in Minnesota with all the ICE protests and all the you know, Governor Walzing about. But that got me to thinking about something that has been evolving in Minnesota for just about 20 years and how they got to this state. So I'm going to kind of do a brief overview of kind of the changes that have been happening there. And kind of like, the Iran situation, right? It's more focused on how did we get here rather than where we are currently. So we have to jump back, and apparently so do I, to the 2008 Senate election in Minnesota. And it's notable because Al Franken won by a very, very slim margin. I mean, look at the percentages. 41.99 versus 41.98. Very, very slim. And you've got the independent party spoiler. But yeah, you go through and you see, the polling differences. And also remember Al Franken was the guy who decided, oh, I'm going to go honk some chick's hooters on a plane, or at least have it look that way, and then had to resign because he's a feckless coward. But what I think was important, this was one of the first circumstances where there's a contested election, where there were some inconsistencies, such as, among other issues, alleged that there were double-counted duplicate ballots. 654 valid absentees were rejected by an individual county elected official. Tell me that's not suspicious. So, this is one of those. 2008 started this slow decline. And, again, local source, it's talking about basically, oh, don't look at the man behind the curtain kind of a thing. And it's like, oh yeah, there's only been a few elections. There's been the occasional individual when they weren't eligible, blah blah blah. But they also started after this kind of fighting against going in and saying, yes, voter ID, we need to get rid of that. So 2010, there were indictments and there were some convictions. And I wish I had all the data easily at hand, but go away, Min Post. Bad Post. But, that it's basically, it's these really slim margins. And that means you need to recount it even more. But no, they're just going to say, there's a 312 vote margin, take away 51 in this silly game, and it's not enough to switch the result. Yeah, but if you look at it and say, okay, 51 of those is invalid in one county, what about the rest of the state? What about areas that were heavily Republican that switched to Democrat in that one election? So, this is a slide that I didn't need to leave up. So, we get into the 2012 election. And I apologize. It's been a chaotic morning, everyone. So, again, not a big margin. But Minneapolis, St. Paul, down and in the corner there. Everywhere else is fairly red. and you start asking yourself, okay, when margins are not terribly tight, shouldn't you do an instant recount? 2016, you get a very, again, very narrow margin this time. And it makes you say, okay, yeah, you've got these, the rest of the state is going for Trump. And then you get this one little speck. And granted, yes, population density. But it does ask a lot of questions of, are people actually being suppressed? We don't know. And, oh, look, 2020. Now that we apparently can talk about it a little bit, suddenly the margin is not close at all. It suddenly becomes 7%. But again, same demographic breakdown. 2024. Look, a 4% roughly. Interesting. And that's with their governor, a man of many stuffed items, is running. So naturally it's going to skew more towards a favorable rating. So that really got me thinking about how does that affect everything going forward. And to me, it speaks to the fact that it's been very stacked. You know, there's this constant, small margins for a couple years, and those are the years when they started introducing a lot of these Somalis. I mean, first generation, always been there Minnesotans. Always. Always. So, and just to touch on the demographics, we're going to look at, oh, that's interesting. So we'll do immigrant groups, population, all immigrants, 470,000. Oh, look. We've got Somali immigrants, 42,000 versus Mexican immigrants. Those are the largest populations, in addition to the Indian and Hmong populations. So
Fucking Liberian? Why the fuck they have so many Liberian immigrants? Holy shit.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
well, you can guess. You can guess why.
Yeah. Yeah.
But wanted to, look at, see, and then you notice that the numbers changed between the two slides. It's now saying 79 rather than 49. Maybe it's a typo, I'm not sure.
Wow.
Yeah, suddenly 30,000 more
crap.
Somalis showed up.
Well, they got the same people looking at this, running these numbers as the people who run the elections.
Exactly.
That's the
Exactly. So between 2019 and 2023, and I mean, they're all very much about luring. So, they're very, very involved in the community, especially when you look at the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. 78% of them live there. 78% of 79,000. It's a huge number. So,
Wow.
so that's kind of like the background, very brief, of the elections. So things have been a little fucky. Things have been very much a let's get in here and make very narrow margins. So kind of concerning that that's been the general slant of these things. But then you get into the protests. And this is where I think it's kind of interesting. So, for the entirety of the 20th and into the 21st century. Yeah, so you've got Twin City riot, street for streetcar riots. So I guess it's a strike of some sort. A race riot in 1931, a general strike with Teamsters. Let's see, more strikes in 34. Then it calms down. You get the war, and then you suddenly get the hippies in the 60s protesting about racism and brutality. The long hot summer in 1967. Then you get 1970, the women's strike, the Twin Cities Pride strike, which obviously they were wanting to go and strip down and have your rainbow dildo butt monkey amongst them.
Of course.
And then we get into, so you get 2006, a college. I can look into it, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But it was a workers' strike in 2006. And then 2008, there is a series of protests outside of the Republican convention. And remember when Franken took over that fun? Yeah. So then you're getting Occupy Minneapolis. You get the killing of Jamar Clark in 2015. So that was another series of riots. Philandro Castile, Justine Diamond. So 2016, 2017. Then you get the Dakota Access Pipeline, the DAPL stuff where they're going out and looting, and not looting, but trashing every place they go because they're absolute filth. Then apparently there's still ongoing protests about Minneapolis in 27. I probably taking a knee somewhere. And then 2017, May Day, which is a communist day. And they're protesting there. Then we get protests about COVID-19. And then everyone's favorite, the most glorious, the most fentanyl-filled days of our lives, the George Floyd riots. And that went...
Oh, yes. George Floyd of the fentanyl, hallowed be his name.
The fiery but mostly peaceful riots. Man, I am having one heck of a day, everyone. So you get the George Floyd Square, then you get more riots, then you get the whole thing with Rittenhouse getting kicked off. Or no, that was Wisconsin. My apologies. Yeah. Now, I don't know who Dole. Oh, Somali American. Yes. Was exchange. It died in an exchange of gunfire with cops. Yeah, that's not one-sided. Dwante Wright. More the same. Derek Chauvin protests in Minneapolis. More protests. So there's this constant ratcheting up, and then you get into the Gaza, Amir Locke, who I think was also Somali, and then the stupid bitch who decided to go drive baby drive. So that's kind of
yes,
the background of this constant ramping up. It's not a tempest in a teapot. This is a cultural thing. And this is something where it's not a native natural culture. Uh, it's something that has infiltrated. There's a lot of people, hell, even more left-leaning people that I know that have moved to the Twin City areas in the last decade, who would probably be the type to go out there and agitate and riot and all that, because they didn't feel like they were being well representative in like the Metro DC area during Trump. So that really speaks to me, this change in mindset, that this desire to kind of be revolutionaries. That's the best way I can put it. They feel like they should become revolutionaries. So that's again the basis for what's going on now. And Kenosha, while separate, fiery but mostly peaceful, it's the same kind of mentality that's been call her by meme. Yeah, exactly. So we get this last bit where this truly outstanding vagabond, homeless, other than honorable discharge clown, along with Don Lemon Party, break into a church. And he's also been well known for harassing Christians in the Washington, D.C. area.
Discount.
Yeah.
All right. I just really dislike that guy.
Yeah. What I would like to say, I can't say. I can't. I probably can't even hint at it. But it would be hilarious. Just think of
And you wouldn't be too far off.
the closing scene of Silence of the Lambs might come to mind. Just say.
Wicker Man is not bad either. Bees.
Yep. So
No.
this is perhaps one of the greatest images out on the internet right now.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Now, granted,
Because wait, I'm sorry. I just need to ask this question. This dude, after he harassed a bunch of people in a church, didn't he go on and just record himself like, "I'm so good, I'm so great, yeah, I did the right thing and doing that thing in the church," and then he also filmed himself being in a mosque, being all humble and honored for being allowed to be in a mosque.
yes. Yep.
Okay.
He is scum. He's absolute scum. And Primed, I don't know that. Haven't seen the body cam footage of that being released. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, he was out there thumping his chest, saying he was all big and bad. That I'm come arrest me, and then they did. And it's
asking you shall receive, motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah. So I really do look forward to seeing him being arrested when that body cam footage gets released. It's also interesting that it's HSI, so that's Homeland Security. So it's not local law enforcement, because local law enforcement will not do anything about this. Friend, I don't know if that's happened since we've started the podcast. I am unaware if Don Lemon Party has been arrested. I don't know if I'd call it a secret Muslim, Bobcat. I don't know if I'd call him a secret Muslim at all. So, of course, AOC's doing the propaganda bit. Yeah.
What else does she do?
Golf balls through garden hoses, as my guess. So, but I would say this is not an uncommon, not unexpected. But what I think is more unexpected is just how well choreographed this is, and I'm just gonna say it. From the beginning of this, it's all been geared up. It's all been agitated. Whether it's walls threatening the National Guard, whether it's other posturing by the left in general, but also very specifically the people that are up here in Minneapolis. It's something that is very much, hey, we're going to go and we're going to try to bring this to a crescendo. So they're talking about it being a general strike. If it lasts through the weekend, I'll be surprised. I think this is just a tempest in a teapot, and with a lot of outside agitators coming in, like our friend Mr. Kelly. So it again, more anti-ICE, this time in New York. And this is the kind of people that you're going to see regardless. Wandering around with their fuck New York, Maoist Communist Union sign for New York, because all they want is revolution. They don't understand that it's going to be something akin to the Spanish Civil War. They think they're on the right side of history. They don't understand that you can't yet in fomenting a revolution never ends well for anybody, but they're too damn stupid to understand.
Oh. Yeah, they believe that they just need to start the revolution and shit will happen magically. It is this religious mindset to it, because they believe just get to revolution and things will magically function by itself.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that Mao is being hoisted the way he is. Like, even in Trondheim, there have been taggings. It's like, long live Maoism. The dude committed his version of communism killed more people than any of them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
right?
stupid.
And I'm
And yet Hitler is the worst of them all. He's just another monster in a row of monsters. But no, ignore the communists because Stalin was our ally, I guess.
Yeah. That's really what it comes down to is, well, we don't really care about the consequences. Like, yeah, no, you do. You should. So I'm just gonna see if there's any updates with Don Lemon Party. And no, but I wouldn't be surprised if a federal judge blocked his indictment. Because
There was already one that refused to sign off on the arrest warrant.
Yeah.
But that guy's been found to be compromised, have a real conflict of interest in the fucking system. Of course, not like that's ever fixed or that's ever changed anything.
So yeah, and I would not be shocked to see these anti-ICE protests continue to grow. But if they're going to do anything, it'll probably be like what happened to J.D. Vance, where they're protesting outside of his hotel room, and he left 5 hours previously. So they're protesting nothing, as usual. So, yeah, that's kind of how we got to where we got. It's not a big, long, it's not like suddenly, oh, this happened. It's this constant progression. And another shooting, apparently. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors about that. I haven't tracked them all down. But we shall see apparently something in live shows. Cool. Happening live, folks. Happening live. Oh yeah.
Not the shooting part, but the
Is that happening right now?
And just recently, yeah. So, yeah, illegal was shot by Border Patrol in Minneapolis who pulled a gun.
Of course.
Yeah.
Bafo.
Yep. I mean, that's
But they're
just
only going to talk about illegal getting shot. They're not going to bring up that like he deserved it
yeah,
by
brandishing a
just like
firearm.
yesterday on Twitter, all the fucking lefty faggots were freaking out over some guy getting held down and pepper sprayed in the face. They're like, "Oh, this is horrible. These ICE agents, they just held three men held this guy down and pepper sprayed him in the face." It's like, yeah, but you forgot that you neglected to mention that he'd been resisting and that he'd broken restraint 3 times prior to that. I think it was Jill Stein, that green
idiot.
shill.
Yeah.
She's an idiot. I follow her just because she has idiotic takes and they're fun to see.
Yep.
Hey, follow, huh?
She posted a picture and like, this is the America we live in, where there are 3 men are holding down this one man to spray him in the face. And I posted a video showing the guy, assaulting and resisting arrest and assaulting the police officers. And I just said, yeah, don't let the facts get in the way of your narrative there. Don't let the truth get in the way of your outrage, you idiot.
Yeah. We have something similar in Norway too, in the Norwegian newspapers, the mainline ones, and that is 2 times now they've talked about how a child and 2 different children have been taken by ICE. Oh, to which the comment is following then on Twitter, Norwegian Twitter, that yeah, you can't just leave the kid alone because they was with their dad who wasn't illegal, so they're taking the kid so that the mom can come and get them.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't let the truth get in the way of good propaganda.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for one of those kids, one of the ones they're freaking out about, they're saying, "Oh, they arrested this 5-year-old." It's like, no, what happened was they came to arrest his dad, and his dad ran away and
Yep.
left the kid there, took off and left his little 5-year-old son to just fucking fend for himself. Like, I can't
Evil.
imagine something more cowardly and despicable than you being in danger and you're like throwing your kid at the danger while you run the other way. Like, what an absolute piece of shit. What a tremendous example of the human beings that we do not need in our countries.
Yep.
But they're the ones all the stupid Minnesota faggots are crying about now.
Yeah.
Libtards, the words.
It's the truth doesn't matter. These people have a end goal, and they will do anything and everything they can to get to that end goal. Truth be damned,
Right.
facts be damned, yeah, Americans be damned, because they see American culture as a problem, one that needs to be solved, and kind of Western culture in general is a problem that they want to not worry about because it stands in the way of their utopian ideal. It's simple as that. So yeah, and yeah, it also doesn't help when you've got the governor and the mayor and all these other people just running around like, no, you got to resist, you got to do these things against the federal government. But if you took them back 6 years now, and they would be the first ones to say you must comply. You must comply. So, yeah. I think we're in very dangerous times because these people are scared, angry, and desperate, and they don't care who gets harmed as long as they get their way. And until we
Right.
recognize that, and until, it really shouldn't even be about, left versus right at this stage. This is about a functional civilization versus whatever the hell chaos bullshit this is. And I know there's always a lot of talk about, well, you don't have to worry about them because blah blah blah. Yeah, no, worry about them because there it's going to turn into neighbor versus you could have a battle in your own, like a subdivision. It's kind of that bullshit levels that we're getting to, and they won't care who gets hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's any
Well,
question, yeah, any discussion we can have, go for it.
I think it's the embodiment of the underpants no meme, where it's like we're gonna do this and then question mark and then profit.
Yeah.
Like they have
Oh,
no
yeah.
real idea how they're like they just think going out in the street and crying like idiots is actually going to solve any problems without realizing that the inevitability of what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That illegal migration is either going to destroy our country or have to be reversed. Like
Yep.
law and order is going to have to either be upheld or dissolved entirely. And if it is, those people are too stupid to take care of themselves. You know,
Yeah.
the dumb ladies, they're crying because, oh, ICE, and they're out trying to obstruct ICE, are the same women that call the police if a man catcalls her on the street. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the same hysterical Karen idiots that want to talk to. They want to talk to the manager. They want the police to be there for them when they want it, but then they want the police to just let them have their way when they don't.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it is. It's completely stupid. These people are the most fervently religious people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
That's my firm conviction.
Yes.
None of these people, like the most devout Christians I've met, are maybe halfway to what these political cultists are.
Yeah.
These are the type of people that will go on the People's Crusade and get absolutely owned.
Well, they want to be, and that's the thing. You know, they want to be
That's what they're
property
trying
of
to
the
do.
state.
Mhm.
And I think until we kind of recognize it as such, we're never getting anywhere. And one of my amusing, tactics here of late, like I just call the left bootlickers every time. It's like, oh, that's our term. It's like, no, 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 sorry, fuck you. I'm
That's what
doing it
they
my
are.
way. And
and like honestly, I've kind of thought about that a bit lately, um, about like the whole kind of bootlicker thing, and that's the I mean, because of course I had like I had those socialist tendencies and that kind of ACAB ideas when I was younger, um, just growing up in the punk scene, and like it seems like the notion that you're supporting ICE does seem like, oh, you're just a bootlicker, but in reality, like I'm supporting law and order that has been
Yep.
subverted to our detriment.
Yep.
And so the people who are yeah, it's a difficult it's a difficult situation in a way. Um like I want ICE to get those people out so that I can live my life free of government interference, right? So my long-term goal for supporting ICE is to stop the fact that their presence, the criminal migrants' presence, is requiring an increased presence of the state in my fucking life.
yeah,
So
it's kind of wild when you actually, cognitively, sit there and like, yeah, I'm thinking about all these things. I'm like, no, I don't want to be under the boot. It just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's undesirable and it's unreasonable, and It's against human nature. The thing is, they're trying to. The thing is that they're trying to lead into the darker vices of human nature, but they don't consider the virtues of human nature because every virtue or good thing they aspire to do is always hidden under it, always has one of the vices hidden underneath it, right?
Yep.
Love is the same as lust for these people. Uh Charitability is just greed, you know? I want you to give your money away because there's a chance I can get some of it. Every
Right.
single virtue these people espouse is based completely on a selfish fucking goal, on either getting something that belongs to you or in order to make sure you don't have you don't have something more than the other.
Yeah. Yeah. And just something where I see what they constantly are trying to do. And it's never anything other than very myopic and short-sighted bullshit. And it's just beyond my desire to interact with these people. But I have to. I know I am kind of duty bound to sit there and go, okay, I have to say something. I have to figure out a way of doing things in this world that stop everything from just going to hell. And it sucks because I don't
Yep.
want to have to do it. But we're all in this. You know, everyone listening here has a duty to get out there and try to make some sort of small change in the world. Yeah, and it could be something as big as, you know, running for office locally or at a larger level, or talking to your neighbor and convincing them not to be a complete mongoloid retard.
We can only hope.
Yeah, it's small things, you know, and getting educated about some of this, which hopefully we're giving some insight, will help with. But yeah, I just think we've given up too much of our give a damn because somebody else will
Mhm.
do it, or we're going to sit back and a politician will take care of it. We got to stop that line of thinking. And I think that's the other thing that gets me so riled up about, you know, Europeans talking shit about Americans. It's like we actually have a higher likelihood of doing something. It might be the wrong thing, but we have a higher likelihood of trying to get in there and fix something, for fuck's sake. So
Yeah. And it's these kind of people you just mentioned. They're the reason why fucking Jonas got Støde and the AP and the Red Bloc is in control in Norway. And just look at what they've done. Look at what they've been doing.
yeah,
Failing so hard. And it's not even failing upwards. It's just abject failure, making us a laughing stock. Trump is singling out Norway when his initial conflict is with the EU and technically Denmark. We are being singled out.
Hmm.
He stated in an official interview that he has lost respect for Norway.
That's no good.
That's the kind of joke that my own leaders are causing my country to be,
Mm.
and I hate it.
Indeed. Well, if you guys don't have a fourth segment prepared, I think it's time to go on to the memes.
Let's get
Right.
laughing.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. So, and yes, I decided it was
Amelia,
time
my
for a
beloved.
title card. Damn it!
I love it.
Yeah,
Good use of my character there. Yeah, meth gator, let's go.
yes. Or no, that's a methodial.
Oh shit. Even better.
Meth gator versus
These here
methodial.
gators have these methodiles have been raised with meth from birth. They are made to resist and live with the benefits. Sorry.
That's an interesting conundrum, though, because meth makes you angry, but it makes you not as hungry. So would it attack you because it's hungry, or would it attack you because it's pissed at you?
Ooh.
That might be one of those experiments we do if we become billionaires.
Yeah, totally. Because I want to know if that's a thing that I would start making meth gators and no other reasons.
So a crocodile. Oh, there you go. LGM.
Yes.
More Amelia posting because I'm not letting this meme go.
Amelia's face.
Defend our nation.
They gave us the perfect fucking character. We're keeping her.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So it says, defend our nation, answer the call, join Amelia's movement, stop illegal migration, secure our borders. You're damn right.
Based.
I'm doing my part.
Cool. Yes. Yeah. I like the Scottish girl, the Dundean girl. I know there's a lot of Dundeans. From what I've heard, Dundeans have a tendency of bringing ice everywhere.
So?
But you see why, though.
Yeah. So I just can't wait for Welsh girl and Northern Ireland girl.
Right. Just wait. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Maybe they can fight the Goomba health minister there.
Oh.
God, yeah. Which way, Western men? Which way?
Amelia, please, right. Amelia.
Showing up to the rave and making everyone question whether they've taken too much drugs.
I love that one. It's fucking hilarious.
That's fucking cool.
That would be great.
I would actually like to see someone like that in real life. Just like that. Yes. That's actually really cool.
I would love to see
that. It is. That's incredibly talented.
Hi there. Have you been taking too much drugs?
Oh, Jesus.
Have fun at school, baby. Mommy's gonna die for Somalians. Yes, mommy.
Can I try to read?
Yeah.
Can I try to read it, please? Have fun at school, baby. Mommy's gonna go die for Somalians. Yes, mommy.
This isn't technically a meme, but I want it.
It's beautiful.
It's a 50 cal on tracks. It's just it's gorgeous.
Yes. It's on tracks. You can take this wherever. Go on a fucking nice little trolley around. It's have searchlights, I think, or some kind of camera.
Mm-hmm.
Just see your problems disappear.
I just anything that you can put a 50 cal on is a win. Just saying.
I still want that fucking Toyota Hilux with a howitzer on the back. God, that would. That's how Second Amendment I am. Yeah.
Then we've got Islam detected, opinion rejected. As it should be.
That's a nice rhyme.
It is, actually. We need to make that more than just a casual rhyme. It's an everyday rhyme.
Exactly.
There you go.
Speaking of the Welsh health minister, the Sleeping have arrived.
Multi-pass has been declined.
God damn, dude. That is such a...
That's an
we don't live in a serious fucking society.
No.
Like, Wales is not a serious place. I would say, they should just conquer it, but it's already
conquered.
And clear out the people there, but it's already been conquered by someone else.
Yeah.
Guys, I know why this bitch was voted in why she was voted in. She's a land whale in Wales.
Well, I didn't think she was voted. I think she was just appointed.
Yeah, but the people voted in and then appointed this bitch. She got in because she's the perfect representation. She's a land whale in Wales.
Trim, I have the perfect representation for your joke.
Got a double one.
All right.
Are you gonna show the AI one where she's a Goomba?
I don't know if I've got that one in.
I've sent it there. You'll find it if you find it.
Yeah. When you realize not having a dad is far better than having two of them.
Oh, that's so bad.
It is brutal.
But it's true. That's the fucked up part. This is brutal because it's fucking true. Of course, the white guy to the side there makes me think of Seth Rogen for some reason.
Why wouldn't it?
Excuse me, are you Jewish?
Ooh.
I hate Seth Rogen. Jesus.
You don't hate Seth Rogen enough.
Oh, it's an ever revolving path. Hatred with me is a specialized ability.
I'm not gonna play the audio, but good lord.
No, that's kind of the part, but yeah.
No, play the audio. It's good.
Play the audio.
Oh god.
Told you it was worth it.
Yeah. I stand corrected. I stormed a church, but I'm the victim because I'm black and gay.
God damn.
This guy. Oh wait, that's racist of me. I'm so not sorry.
Oh no. Red power, blue power, green power, yellow power. Trim?
Hi.
You're supposed to be pink power.
No,
but
you're
yeah,
supposed
Pink power.
There you
go. Dave, do the other one.
Hi.
Hi.
All shame for tonight's date, but hoping she doesn't cancel. That would be a cockadoodle disappointment.
When Dave posted that in chat, I almost fucking died. I had to mute myself, but I fucking hell. Taking Ball Chinian to another level.
Indeed. Indeed you are.
Fuck's sake.
I've been adding these stickers to women's restrooms, but you can only see that if you stand to pee.
Yes!
Branding kids is child abuse. Oh, that's glorious.
More people should do this. It's disgusting, but it's worth it.
Damn near cut my dick off today. Two things stopped it from happening. My big guts, my small penis. That's fucking
I'm actually happy for that. That would be fucking painful. Holy shit.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, that would be scary just as it is.
Yes, I would be fucking traumatized.
Me, I could have done in my past to deserve this karma. Me during the Mesozoic era.
You shall feel the full power of the dark side.
Oh, it's Darth Tyrannosaurus.
Yes, Darth Tyrannus, if you will. Oh my god, it's Count Dooku.
You're someone's weird
I
coworker.
feel called out in this one. I feel called out on this one for some reason.
Being called out, Trim.
Fuck you.
Because somebody's watching you.
Yeah. But let's be honest, I do this on purpose. That was funny.
Oh, actually,
This just in, a brave snake. What? Sorry.
no,
sorry.
finish.
This just in, a brave snake saving a fish from drowning. This is how the media reports the news these days.
Yep.
With the previous meme, LGM decided to name it Darth Maulreen. That's painful.
Oh, honestly, wouldn't a bear be the best Sith Lord for that? Because they maul you hard.
True, but
No.
it's Maureen joke. Yes.
I forgot she's the T-Rex. That's on
Yes.
me. That's on me.
Yes, it is. It's all over you, actually. Like shame. It doesn't wash out.
Oh God. Ah!
All right, so that is the end of memes. Sadly, it was a very
Oh.
tepid harvest today. But
You skipped some of the more edgier ones, I see.
well,
Coward.
I'm leaving that for Bezic to decide whether he wants to do something to his channel or not. I'm trying to play it safe so it
Hey,
doesn't
what
get
about
nuked.
the emu one though? The emu just kicking the fucking Australian. He's not even here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, all right, we'll get the emu one back.
There we go.
Good lord, there's so many in here. How does that wizard do things?
He does magical things.
Oh man. Oh, that I like that meme, but I'm not going to post that one because it's too good. Yeah.
Also, I found a Darth Maul too.
Wait, why does that rifle have a drum mag? I guess it's supposed to be a Lewis gun.
Maybe, I don't know. They still fucked up with automatic weapon against fucking emus.
Yeah.
It's not belt. It's not a belt-fed shotgun.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
god damn.
Oh.
By the way, is it I've seen a lot of memes referencing something like banana and rice, and I see this Somali with a band-aid on her head. She speaks like a
Oh.
valley girl.
You know, I've been trying to
I can
figure that out while we've been on air. So
oh, yeah, it seems. I think it might be.
let's see. My job is to make you think the
Yep.
views of 10% of the country are actually the views of 80% of the country. And that should be like
I hate to
fucking
make you
Dan
do that.
Rather or Walter Cronkite,
Yep.
that cranky old bastard.
Hmm.
Sorry, I have very strong opinions about Walter Cronkite. So.
You're allowed to.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit.
It's the Minnesota National Guard called up by Tim Law.
Oh my god.
We'll throw in
Yep.
an edgy one. Thank you, Danny, for the supplemental meme harvest. Kindergartners, I want to learn my ABCs. Public school teachers, I said we're gay today.
We gay today.
Why? Why are you gay?
What the fuck, Dave? Holy shit.
Oh, that's great.
Ah!
Oh god. Oh.
We're going curse to this.
All right, I gotta see if this will load up quickly enough. No, it will not. Damn, That means I have to download it, then I've got to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
As far as I can tell, the fucking Somali chick with a band-aid is real.
Yeah, that's a real video. It's not AI, which is like crazy because it.
Okay, we're watching this then before we go. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
after we watch the thing Dave posted, we're watching the Somali chick after.
if okay, yeah.
All right.
Unmute it, yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I am not going to get what you mean. What the
We have
fuck?
right here, guys. We have a combination of darkness. We have the worst combination. You have Somali and Valley Girl.
Somali girl.
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh, they
man.
said no audio.
Oh.
There was no audio.
Oh,
Okay.
did OBS completely shit the bed with that? Yes, it
Oh,
did.
damn it. Fuck.
Oh my. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's a technical issue. So I guess we'll have to save this one for later.
I can just post a link in YouTube chat so they can enjoy the fucking
Yeah.
the bananas and the rice. Like,
Yeah. Sorry, chat. Yeah. Sometimes these technical difficulties are a little too technical for my difficulty.
Well, you know what's funny about a lot of these Somalis coming forward and doing press conferences and talking and shit like that is that if you were to draw those people accurately in the UK, you'd probably get arrested for a fucking hate crime.
Yeah. Actually, you would.
There's such dysgenic stereotypes. It's not even funny. Like, ugh.
All right. Well, I guess that's and towards the end of today. You guys have any last minute shilling?
Look at Trim's Art Shack for more art shackery and simply sketchy stuff. And then take a look at Total Blackout Painting for more autism circling autism with bleach and black tape.
Together we are the Autis Spiral.
By our powers combined, we are the Autis Spiral.
Oh god, no.
Oh.
And on that note, thanks everyone for your patience. We will get things sorted out next time if there has to be one. And Shadilay, folks.
Oh yeah. Subscriber hangout tomorrow too. Don't forget.
Yep.
Subscriber hangout tomorrow at Sultan's time.
Around there. I don't know if it is, but let's go for Sultan's time. Shadilay, everyone.
Shadilay all.
Shadilay, folks.